the ice. Kick his ass not once but twice. Down south losing is a sin. Bulls light the lamp and the good gods win. Steel on ice and hearts on fire. Every goal takes us higher and higher. In the valley under the stars so bright, we fight for glory, we fight tonight. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo.
Yell at a tool? Nobody bats an eye. But talk nicely to your tools, and everyone thinks you're strange. Weird, right? But here's what I know. Great heating techs treat their tools and your equipment with a level of care that borders on talking nicely to it. When you rely on something, you want it to work. And if you want it to work, you treat it as nicely as you can. It's why fall furnace tune-ups are a really smart idea. You're going to rely on that heating system all winter. And you don't want it to fail you when it's freezing cold out. So treat it nicely now, and it'll work when you need it. Problem is, most heating companies in Birmingham don't do the deep cleaning and maintenance you'd assume comes with a tune-up. Just a drive-by inspection, followed by a sales pitch. That bubbified behavior is what I started Excalibur to stand against. So if you want a no-breakdown guaranteed, talk nicely to it tune-up, call
Excalibur Services.com.
Alabama license number 15214.
Yell at a tool.
Hello again, everyone. Jody Chernesky here along with Greg Dreveny, and welcome to the Pelham Civic Complex. After a rough start to the game last night versus Pensacola, the Bulls bounced back with a 3-goal third period to end a 2-game skid by beating the Ice Pilots, or Ice Flyers, that is, by a score of 3-1. With a win, Birmingham now is in a 3-way tie for third place, along with Fayetteville and Knoxville. But Birmingham finds themselves in a bit of a problem, and it needs fixing, and it needs fixing now. The last 3 games, only Drake Glover, Carson Rose, and Taylor Brierly have scored goals for the Bulls. In fact, in the not 3 games, the last 4 games. In those 4 games, Birmingham has scored 13 goals. Of those, Rose has scored 5, Brierly 2, Glover 4. The Bulls are simply without any secondary scoring at all, and that has to change immediately. It's not sustainable playing hockey like this. Thank you for joining us, everyone. As I said, Jody Chernesky here along with Greg Dreveny from the Pelham Civic Complex on a night where we're looking back to a classic Chevy Chase film, Christmas Vacation. If you're watching, you'll see the Bulls pay homage to that movie. And really, just by the jerseys themselves they're wearing is good enough for that. But we'll have a little teddy bear toss, giving away stockings, a lot of Christmas fare in the air tonight. Tonight, the Evansville Thunderbolts are back in town. The last time they were in Birmingham, the Bulls won 4-1 behind a pair of goals from, guess who, Carson Rose. Last night, the Thunderbolts took a bad one, a 5-2 loss in Huntsville, and they have dropped their last 4 consecutive games. Greg, I know you've been on teams with a lot of talent before in the past, but have you ever been on one where it seems your goals come from 3 places and that's it?
Well, Jody, you know what? The way I look at that, that's why you have a top line. That's why you have your top 3 players, because game in and game out, that's who you're relying on to put the puck in the net. I get it. Secondary scoring is nice to have, But to me, what's more important is having your go-to guys and then having everybody else understand their role and coming out, and their job is to go out there, not get scored on, and chip in a goal every now and again. And secondary scoring, I get what you're saying, where the number of goals that Rose has and Glover has and Brierley has, the number of points that they're putting up, if there's a swing in that pendulum where those guys are way over on the left side of the radar, then you know what? You're not going to have follow-up guys, and even anybody about 30 or 40% of what they're getting, as long as they're not getting scored on, they're sound defensively, and they're picking up other roles on the team, that could be the chemistry that the Bulls are going to have success with this year.
I don't know, Greg. You got 3 players with all but 2 goals in the last 4 games. 2 other players have scored for Birmingham. If something were to happen, you mentioned going left. If something were to happen to those players we talked about, Rose, Glover, or Brierley, somebody must. They have to step up. And I just haven't seen that as of late. Now, I know we're missing Kip Ledzianko, and his brother does play differently when his twin is not on the ice with him. But guess what? We're in the professional hockey now. It's time to step it up and put the skates on tight and let's go. You don't believe somebody else must get involved in the scoring?
Well, I think that they will, Jody. I just don't think it's going to be to the effect of what you're looking for and what you're calling secondary scoring, because if you have your 3 highest guys, if say they have 20 points, you know what? Secondary scoring, depending on ice time and everything else, may only be 10 points, which is half of that. So a lot of it just depends on, what are you actually looking for out of your secondary scoring. Now, if one of those top 3 guys go down, then you're in a situation because you know what your bottom 6 guys are, right? They're guys who are going to go out there defensively. They're not going to make mistakes. They're going to chip in every now and again. But that puts you on the hot seat to go out and find another 20-point guy, because that's what fell out of your lineup, because you're not going to get that bolstering up one of those bottom 6.
Where is that 20-goal guy? Where is he?
He's not here right now.
Hence my point. We need some secondary scoring. You're just wording it in a different way, a much nicer way than I am, I believe, and that's okay. That's your PR aspect coming out in this. Your coaching is just trying to calm everything down. I'm not worried, because I know we've got talent on this team that maybe 1 or 2 other teams in this league has. The capability and the ability to score is there. But it's time to see that, is it not?
Well, personally, here's what I think about that, Jody, is I think that you have the first half of the season that goes until, after Christmas into January, and then it kind of kicks over. And that's kind of that first part of the season is where, where's your secondary scoring? I think it's going to be guys like the Ledziankos and rookies coming in. I think Higgins is going to pick it up, but there's that transition period coming from where they were before, figuring out what pro hockey is all about, because it's definitely a different game. It's a different schedule. It's a different lifestyle. And then once you get that first half of your year under your belt, it's like I tell my rookies, it's like, okay, Christmas is over. We're into January. This is the second half of the season. You're not a rookie anymore, so get out there and play like a veteran.
Well, tonight's the start of it for me as far as I'm concerned. We're getting into the Christmas season here, and we have just after tonight's game, Greg, at home, we're looking at one more game at home. That will be December 19th. Then we're on the road for a couple at both Knoxville and Roanoke before we have 3 in a row after Christmas on the 26th, 27th, and 28th. And then before you know it, it's 2025, and we're thinking, okay, we're closer to the playoffs than we are training camp. That's why I'm saying it's time. It's time somebody to step up, step forward, and help Carson Rose, help Drake Glover. Somebody else put some pucks in the net. I know for a fact that head coach Craig Simchuk and Kevin Kerr both have been screaming about that in practice. I also know for a fact that even in practice, they won't shoot the puck. Guys aren't shooting the puck when they should, and it got under Craig Simchuk's skin so bad he tossed his stick into the stands and skated off the ice. So I'm not the only one who sees there's maybe an issue here.
Jody, I'm going to put it to you like this. You can ask so many times, but if you continue to ask and it doesn't get followed through on, then what do you got to do?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. All right, starting lineups tonight before we have a national anthem. First for the visiting Evansville Thunderbolts. Defensively, Ben Lindbergh will be out along with Joey Prokopic. Up front, Reed Purpeluk, Logan Vandemaraker, and Derek Contessa. For the Birmingham Bulls defensively, in my opinion, the best player, not defenseman, best player in the Southern Professional Hockey League, Taylor Brierly, will be out, and he'll be paired up with Matt Clark. Up front, Colton Olenek, Drake Glover, and Nikita Kozarev, who we must start getting production out of. This is year 2 for Nikita. It's time. As far as goaltending tonight, Birmingham will start Hayden Stewart, a record of 4-1-2, 2.93 goals against, and a .907 save percentage. Evansville counters with Ty Taylor, 2-4-1, 2.37 goals against, and a save percentage, a nice one, .929. Just hasn't played on the best of teams in the SPHL this season. Things may turn around for them, but they've lost 4 in a row. I'd like to make it 5.
Well, definitely from a Bull standpoint, Jody, that's what we're looking for here tonight. But I tell you what, Taylor, for how he looked in warm-up tonight, you know what? He looks like a guy who has a .929 save percentage. So be interesting to see here where the weakness is, because I was looking and, you know, trying to pick out a few spots or whatever. And, I mean, he looks solid. He looks dialed in tonight. So the Bulls are going to have a tough row to hoe ahead of them. And I think lots of shots, and maybe not hard shots low. Nice soft ones that just kind of bounce off this pad, yes.
Yeah.
And that's where your scoring is going to come in.
All right, we'll pause for a second for our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wheeled at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the rare frost we watched were so gallantly streaming. In the Rockies rain glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, in the home of the brave.
All right, just about set for opening face-off tonight. The Evansville Thunderbolts. Yes, this is the team that eliminated Birmingham from the playoffs last year, inexplicably the 8th place team in the league, knocking out Birmingham, who won the President's Trophy, the if you want to call it a trophy, for winning first place overall in the SPHL. Really means nothing at the end of the day. It's who's the last team standing, but I still remember it. I still remember Matt Hobbs, who's not in the lineup tonight for Evansville, or along with Jordan Semino, who's serving a suspension. Hobbs is injured, scoring the goal, the game winner in overtime, and the series clincher last year. Do you remember that?
Absolutely.
I had a talk with him after the game, and he had a good laugh, or before the game, and he had a good laugh with me about it. He really is fond of Birmingham, and you could tell before the game all the fans gravitating towards him. He's still a fan favorite in this building.
Absolutely. And here's Santa Claus out for a
Santa Claus dropping
of the puck.
Yeah, well, Good for him.
I don't know that I've ever seen that, Jody.
No, I wonder who. Well, I was going to say something. Thank you, Santa, for coming to Pelham, Alabama tonight. My grandkids, Charlotte and Carter McDaniel, I'm sure would go nuts if they were here, but hey, they're watching at home. At least that's what their mom tells me. So, either way, nice crowd tonight. A little bit different than last night, Greg.
Well, it's a big event here tonight, Jody. You've got family vacation going on all over the place. I see a Griswold jersey down there.
Yeah, the old Chicago Blackhawk Griswold. All right, here we go. Derek and Tessa on the draw for Evansville. Drake Glover for Birmingham, and off the draw, Birmingham clears it into the Evansville zone. Steered to the far boards, picked up by the Bulls. Back at the point for Brierly. He'll drop it off. No one there. A shot taken by Olnick, deflected wide. No one stepped up to block him. Now Birmingham takes the puck away. They'll set the puck up in their own blue line. Ahead chip by Glover. Quick line change for the Bulls, 25 seconds in. Ben Lindbergh sends it near side for Harrogate. Harrogate brings it into the Bull zone, watched by Dorsey. Cuts behind the net, wrap around. Wow, that one almost beat Stewart. He got the save, and the puck is cleared to the near boards. McTavish tips it ahead, trying to head up for Sinclair. It's knocked away, and Vesalainen will take it ahead for Evansville. Birmingham in their own zone. That's Ryan Romeo. Around the boards, taken away by Curtin. The shot taken, Stewart with the save. Vesalainen dumped in front by Romeo, but they keep the puck alive. Valent takes the shot wide, picked up on the near side. That's Ledzianko, tried to get it away, couldn't. Romeo has it for Birmingham. He'll give it up for Phil, cross-ice pass, and here comes Dorsey. Tried to hook up with Gillespie, gets by everyone. Valent picks it up. And Ledzianko takes Hora out of the play. Green will pick the loose puck up for Birmingham, and we'll drop it off and set it up. Phil Ledzianko, still without his brother Kip, who's on the IR, will be until December 10th at the earliest. I know Phil misses his brother. They work well together. Puck into the Evansville zone behind the net. Played along the near boards, intercepted by Green. There's a backhander. Save is made. He had to get that skate out on it, and the puck laid loose, but Evansville clears.
That's exactly the shot selection I'm talking about, Jody, because you see everything hard he seems to do well at, but those little soft ones, just little medium-sized rebounds.
Now puck played along the far boards. Glover has it, spins away from Contessa, but he's tied up. Loose puck. Kozarev couldn't get it. Bronson Adams, and I'll talk about him in a few minutes, clears the puck back into the Birmingham zone, and icing will be called. Bronson Adams, the defenseman for Evansville, Greg, he had the absolute best fight I've seen in this league earlier this season against Lucas Helland of Knoxville. Lucas Helland is a heavyweight himself. Bronson Adams knows how to throw him. I don't know if you've ever went back and looked at that, but Bronson Adams hit Helland so hard it broke his orbital bone.
Wow.
And Helland didn't stop. He kept hitting right after right after right. It was the most incredible fight I've seen in the SPHL. So we'll keep an eye out. Oh, there's a save made off the stick of Glover. A nice setup near side. As I was talking about two other teams, Birmingham almost buried one.
Bolts came in right off the draw, Jody, pulled it up. Kozarev looking to that back door, fired it across, and that is a big save by Taylor right there. Don't even think he saw it. It just kind of reactionary, dove across, and he just got enough of it to stop that one from being 1-0 Bulls.
Face-off in the Evansville zone. Drake Glover for Birmingham. He's flanked by Kozarev and Olnick. Off the draw, Kozarev stepped in front of Lindbergh, tries to get it away, and it's played by Olnick. Olnick has the puck behind the Evansville net, tries to get away from Burkopic. He can't. And Vesalainen picks the loose puck up, and here comes Evansville through center ice. Taken away by the Bulls, Taylor Brierly, and he just puts it right back in the Evansville zone. Line change for the Bulls. Lindbergh sends it ahead, tipped into the Bulls zone. Clark plays it around the far board. Sinclair's there for Birmingham. Slowly through center ice, sets it up near side. He couldn't connect with Clark, who just turns and spins and sends it deep into the Evansville zone. Now Lindbergh banks one off the boards, gets past everyone, comes up right to Stewart. He'll just play it, plays it himself for Dorsey, who'll skate away. Jamie Dorsey tips it for McTavish. Tied up in the Evansville zone, played by the Thunderbolts. McElhaney has it. Through center ice, taken away by Dorsey, but the loose puck picked up by Evansville. They'll start it again. McElhaney for Valent. Tipped in by Miles Abbott, comes around the net of Stewart, played by the Bulls. Far boards picked up by Gillespie. He just lifts one into center ice, hoping Leziango can catch up with it, but he can't do it. A nice play by McElhaney to put it right back in the Bulls zone. Bulls near side. Carson Rose with the puck. Off the stick of Lezianko. He'll go in after it. Phil with the puck. Tries to get away from Vesalainen. Drops it for Gillespie. Back at the point for Green. Cross-ice pass. Matthews. His shot whistles wide. Gillespie has it. Back to Green. His shot deflected into the far corner. Lezianko giving chase. Catches up with it. Now a high stick taken there. Colton Olnick with the stick off of the Evansville player. There's a deflection in front from Gillespie. Save is made. But I saw that Colton Olnick, an inadvertent, albeit, but still a high stick to his face. Seems to be okay, but that's one that you're responsible for your own stick, Greg. Should have been called.
Definitely. But that situation there, Jody Olnick, you just got to bite your upper lip, and once you look around and see there's no call made, you just got to bury your head, get back in, which is exactly what he did. The Bulls go D to D there, a nice low shot. Gillespie with a dangerous tip in front. So far, so good for the Bulls.
Off the draw, Evansville takes it, and they'll send it through center ice. Gloved and fell down, though, was the Bulls defenseman. Now a big hit on Clark by Contessa, picked up by the Bulls. Kozarev in the Evansville zone, circles at the face-off circle. His shot whistles high and wide. Nice move by Kozarev, just off the mark. Puck played at center ice by Olnick. He'll send it in, or actually that was Evansville send it in, and icing will be called on the Bulls. Nice move there by Kozarev. He danced around one in that far face-off circle. No one in front. He just whistled it high and wide.
What I like about that, Jody, is you see Kozarev, he came in, made a couple little nice moves there, but he did not look to the far wing for anybody else. He just looked straight at the net, and he shot the puck. So I'm good with that opportunity right there. He brings it down, and he shoots like that. He's going to end up burying a lot of goals this year.
I want to see him taking more shots like that. And I told him again tonight, by the way, and he still gave me that strange look. It's okay, because I know his coach is telling him the same thing. Draw taken, controlled by Evansville. Burkopic banks one off the boards for Purplelook. He'll send it looking for Contessa's behind him, so they'll have to come back in their own zone and try it again. Through center ice, Purplelook takes a hit there by Dorsey. Gets past everyone. Bulls have it in their own zone. That's Sinclair. He gets it ahead to McTavish. 3 men back. McTavish a shot. Blocker save made by Taylor. Behind the net it goes. Lindbergh will catch up with it first. Chips it ahead. Bulls take it away. Valent behind his own net. Pressured by Lezianko. Gets it up to the near boards. Banks one off, and Vesalainen has it. He'll send it far side. Back into the Bull zone. Vesalainen touches up. Whistle blows. They're going to call offside?
Offside, yep.
Because it definitely was an icing. And we'll have our first media timeout of the first period. Greg, what do you have for us?
Jody, what we've got upcoming nights for the Bulls, college nights, 12-19 and 12-26. College students, listen up. The Birmingham Bulls are bringing you college thirsty Thursday nights. 2 exciting games you don't want to miss. On Thursday, December 19th, the Bulls face off against Knoxville. And on Thursday, December 26th, the team takes on Peoria. College students get an exclusive $10 ticket and access to Thirsty Thursday specials. Doors open at 7 o'clock. Head to the box office for your discounted tickets. Don't miss the action with the Birmingham Bulls.
Even if you're not a college student, you may know somebody who is. And that Thursday night after Christmas might be a big night, Greg. It's December 26th, as you said. You're wanting to get away from the family, not stick close to them. If I'm a college student, that's thinking maybe that's a good idea.
Well, there's always that lull, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's so much hype before Thanksgiving and leading up to Christmas, and then there's that down period. right after Christmas Day, and then you get ready to go, so come on out to the Bulls game.
Scotty Curtin has it taken away by Gillespie. Gillespie tried to get it out. He couldn't. Curtin deflected it back. Bulls take the loose puck. Ledzianko ahead for Rose. Almost put himself in offside. Now Rose takes the shot, and Taylor gobbles it and holds on to it. Ledzianko and Bronson Adams pushing and shoving to the left of Taylor. I don't think Phil wants to do that very much in this game, to be honest with you. I've seen Bronson Adams fight. I haven't seen Phil Ledzianko fight.
Well, and that's the thing about Adams. He kind of reminds me a little bit. He's got that physique of Dennis Pinfold from back in the day. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Just kind of little shoulder pads, look like a skinny little wiry guy, and then he turns out and just throws bombs.
Off the draw, banked behind the net near boards. Rose has it. He'll send it behind the net, picked up by Gillespie. Gillespie tried to set it up far side. Couldn't do it. Knocked away, and Evansville clears. Scotty Curtin hammers one into the near corner. Stewart will play it far side for Gillespie. Return for Green. Green gives it up to Rose near side. Now Hayden Ford playing in only a second game back from the IR. Nice pass ahead to Rose. Rose takes the shot. Blocker save made by Taylor. He made it look easy, but that was not an easy save. Off the boards, Birmingham can't keep it in. Harrogate chips it ahead, is in front of the Bulls bench. Clark will play it back to his defensive partner, Brierly. Gets away from Curtin. Sends one in. They'll go dump and chase this time. Ben Lindbergh has it, gives it up to Matt Dorsey. Harrogate loses it, but it's picked up loosely by Tyson Gilmore, the son of my favorite, one of my favorite Leafs, Dougie Gilmore. Save made by Stewart, and he'll hold on, face off to his right.
And those are the usual suspects for Evansville, Jody. You've got Gilmore, you've got Harrogate, who, with his wraparound that we saw earlier, and that being his 67th shot of the season, that actually ties him for first for the most shots on goal. So definitely, you see 61 get the puck. He's not going to be passing very much at all.
Off the draw, Bulls Matt Clark spins away from one, banks one off the boards, and the Bulls have it through center ice. Taken away, though, by Miles Abbott. Gilmore through center ice, gains that center ice stripe, banks one to himself off the boards. Tries to get away from Brierly behind the net. Gilmore holding on to the puck. Drops it back, lost, but kept in by Evansville. There's a shot blocker save made by Stewart that may have banked off the side of the net, but still made the save. Kozarev chipped it ahead. There's Olnick with the puck. Kozarev streaking toward the net. Pass behind Kozarev. Now it's played along that far boards into the face-off circle, and Miles Abbott lifts one into center ice. Bulls retreat. Dorsey for Birmingham in his own zone. Sinclair with it. Gets away from Vandermeer Rocker, and a whistle blows. And I believe they're going to call too many men on the ice on Evansville.
Huh.
Referee Keith Grooms making a call, and I honestly think it's too many men on the ice for Evansville. I did not see the exact signal, but he went straight to that Evansville bench. We'll soon find out, but the whistle blew and play stopped.
Well, they were coming down across, Jody. I don't know.
It's got to be too many men on the ice.
But that was it, where Sinclair came down, and there were three Bulls across the blue line. He made a little dipsy-do, and then all of a sudden there was a guy right there at the blue line he got tangled up with, who obviously came off the bench.
Yeah.
And that was the sixth guy. So inadvertently.
But it still counts.
Yep.
Birmingham, the top power play in the league, 32.5% success rate. Evansville killing penalties are the third best penalty killing team in the league. 86% success rate. Last night, Birmingham had 4 power play opportunities, no goals. Taylor Brierly with the puck in his own zone. I don't know why the music's playing and the video's going while we have a game going on, but nonetheless, thank you for stopping it. Gillespie ahead to Rose. Gets away from Contessa. Rose drops it back for Sinclair. He tried to get it back to Rose. He couldn't. Bulls keep it alive. Brierly. Cross ice for Gillespie. Fake the slap shot. Back to Taylor. Brierly shot blocker save made by Taylor. Rose behind the net. Steered back for Michael Gillespie. Brierly has it. Traffic in front setting up. Gillespie for Rose. Takes a shot, score! Carson Rose! Power play goal for the Bulls. Nifty stick work, great passing, and the Teddy Bears rain down from the stands as the Birmingham Bulls take a 1-0 lead on the power play goal by Carson Rhodes.
And here it is, Joe. This is what we talked about. When was it going to happen? Yeah. It happens right now. Bulls' first goal, and a beauty it was. Coming across, Brierly hits Gillespie down low, carries it. You think Gillespie's going to shoot because the kid's got a heck of a laser on himself. He hits Rose on the back door, and Rose, what a shot, right up underneath the crossbar, top of the netting. I wish there was a water bottle on the other side because it would have went up in the air as well.
The Bulls are out on the ice helping them steer the Teddy Bears to be picked up and given out. Nikita Kozarev, I'm not sure he's ever seen this before. He was skating just gingerly at center ice, looking around like, what is happening here? He could not. The look on his face was priceless. But nonetheless, many Teddy Bears on the ice. People actually taking pictures of this. You know, we talked about this last night, how this probably was the biggest part of the night. Yeah, we have Clark Griswold and National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation night. But there's a lot of teddy bears and stuffed animals on the ice. It's going to go a long way to helping make somebody's Christmas a little bit better than it might have been before.
Well, I do like this look, Jody, and you know, this isn't something that you typically see as the home team actually getting out there and helping round them out. But you can see the fans, they got their phones out, everybody's snapping pictures, and you know, it's just another one of those little added things that the Birmingham family brings to their home games.
You remember then back in the old days, and they still may do it, Florida Panthers used to throw the toy rats on the ice after a goal was scored or a win. Maybe you could start a new tradition here, and a win gets you teddy bears on the ice or something to do with the kids. I'm just thinking out loud, but that's a lot of stuffed animals out there on that ice.
Well, and then there was the old Red Wings that they threw the octopus out on the ice.
Wasn't that great? A live octopus thrown on the ice, and usually was more than one. Time of that goal, 38 of the first period. Power play goal by Carson Rhodes. We'll get the assist in a moment. Carson Rhodes' 15th goal of the year. But as we talked about, Greg, it's Carson Rhodes once again.
Well, absolutely, but like I said, Jody, Carson Rhodes is going to get those opportunities. He's going to get goals every game as long as he stays healthy and he gets the ice time that he does, because it's power play one. And that's what I'm talking about. You talk about the factors of who's going to get the points. You have to look at ice time. You have to look at opportunity. But as we're here with the Christmas stuff, Jody, you mentioned another night. I know the 26th is the college night, Thirsty Thursday. Tell me about the 27th.
Is about our area churches. Church groups and Bulls fans, mark the calendars for December 27th for your church night with the Birmingham Bulls at the Pelham Civic Complex. Church groups of 10 or more are invited to join us at a special rate, making it a night of fun and fast-paced action as the Bulls take on the Peoria Rivermen. The first 1,000 kids through the door will receive an exclusive 2024-2025 Bulls trading card pack with all the Bulls players on it. Doors open at 6. And if you want to bring your group of 10 or more from church, call the Bulls office today at 620-6870. And to lock in your spot, 620-6870, whether it's a youth group, whether it's a Sunday school group, whether it's a children's group. It'll be a fun night, all the night, church night at the Birmingham Bulls. You also can check out at bullshockey.net. That's December 27, in just a few weeks. Now it looks like they've just about cleared everything off the ice. Even Hayden Stewart was out of his net helping them clean up. I don't know how many individuals that weren't wearing hockey uniforms are on the ice, but that was incredible to see so many out there.
Great job. Tell you what, Jody, on the 27th, when they have the hockey card night there, that's something where you want to talk about a great giveaway with the hockey cards, or something that, you know, we might want to set up a little booth out front, but you want to get Sharpies in everybody's hands, because after the game, you can wait down in the under, and you've got those hockey cards that as the guys are coming out, you can get them to sign them, and that's a great night for the fans because you've got something new and special. Get everybody, get your autographs down in, and come on out on that night.
All right, Bulls up 1-0, out shooting Evansville 10-3 so far. We're back at even strength after the power play goal by Rose. Valent will take it behind his own net for Evansville. Valent headmans a pass up to Scotty Curtin, taken away from him by Higgins. Higgins gives it to Romeo. He's pressured a little bit, so he'll just make an outlet pass along the wall for Sinclair, and back come the Bulls. Puck bounces far boards, picked up by Vesalainen. Nice hit by Sinclair. But Evansville takes control of the puck, sends it into the Bull zone where Curtin has it. Curtin, centering pass for Vesalainen. His shot was blocked by Gillespie. As the Bulls hurry, we have a 3-on-2. Ledzianko with the puck. Gets away from one man. Ledzianko, save made by Taylor. Puck back at the blue line. Green kept it alive for the moment, but is cleared by the Thunderbolts. Harrogate tried to get it to Curtin. Green had him lined up, and I don't know what the penalty is, but we're going to have a delayed call. This one coming up. It's touched by Evansville, Greg, and so that tells me he's calling a high sticking penalty, but I'm just going to be honest. Did you see it?
I did not see a high stick,
And it's going to be on Evansville once again.
With the size of, Evansville got that one. Wow.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't see it.
He was calling it on Green.
2 minutes for high sticking.
Wow.
Harrogate gets 2 minutes for high sticking, so Birmingham right back on the power play. I thought, to be honest with you, if anybody, it would be on Birmingham for that. He stepped up into the man at that point, and maybe it was interference, but okay. Once again, referee tonight, Keith Grooms making the call. Second power play of the night for Birmingham, and we'll take it. Off the draw, Bulls control. Gillespie circles far face-off circle behind the net. Turn spins off the skate of Bronson Adams. Bull Sinclair behind the net, plays it for Glover. Around far side, Brierly drops it back for Gillespie. Near side, Rose. Brierly, a nice play to knock it down, but Hora takes it away, and he'll clear down the ice.
I would not want to have been Taylor Brierly right there, Jody, on that seam pass from Rose. It caught up on his stick, and that thing was coming eyes high like he was shooting on net.
Back through center ice, Taylor Brierly drops it back. Pass near side, Carson Rose brings it in the Evansville zone. Rose gets away from Valent, centers a pass, couldn't hook up. Taylor in that minder goes down. Birmingham tried a centering pass off the skate of Curtin. Bulls keep it alive. Down low is Drake Glover. Sends it out in front for Sinclair. Covered up, though, by Ty Taylor. Scotty Curtin didn't like Sinclair poking at it.
And that is not something that we
I
like
believe Birmingham's
going to
get a penalty here. Or is this a media timeout? Okay, good. Media timeout. The referee, Grooms, was talking to Sinclair as he was skating over toward the penalty box. I mean, sometimes in the SPHL, you don't know what kind of a hockey game you're going to have officiated. Sometimes they call everything. Sometimes they call nothing. So I just keep my eyes and ears peeled at this point.
I'll be honest with you, Jody, I totally missed all that stuff going on down there because what I was watching Carson Rose come to the Bulls bench gingerly, and he was kind of hunched over, and I know that was early for him to come out of that power play. So I'm wondering if there was a hit down there on the glass maybe on Rose as he moved that puck. I don't know what happened, but he definitely came to the bench, came in, and I saw, I don't know if it was Coach Simchuk or Coach Kerr. It must have been Simchuk. Yeah, he's down there on that side. But he immediately went to him and started looking at Carson. So hopefully he'll be okay, but...
Well, he's still talking to him.
Right.
We had a chance to talk to Carson Rose's parents tonight before the game. They are in town. We really like it when relatives of the players come by, whether it be parents, grandparents. We've had aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters. We had a nice chance to talk with them. We'll keep an eye on Carson Rose as he's seated on the bench. Oh, boy, here we go. We did this the other night. Now we had one guy that was participating in some sort of promotion that the Bulls were doing, and he gets down on his knees and asks the lovely lady, will she marry him? And apparently she hugs him, so I guess that's a yes.
There you go, that's a yes.
Okay, that's the second time we've seen that this year.
Well, I tell you what, Jody, You got to have some big kahunas to get down there and do that in front of a sold-out crowd here tonight. And that gentleman right there is a legend, which carries right into 12-28. 3 nights in a row, Jody. 26,
Yeah.
27, 28. And that's Legends Night. So listen up, Bulls fans. Get ready for a night of...
Hold on to that while we get
Yep.
this face-off. We have 1:06 left of power play time as we're about to get to action. 9:23 to go in the first period. Bulls up 1-0, out shooting Evansville 12-3, and it's been that one-sided thus far. The stats don't lie in this particular instance. Now Romeo plays it far side. Kozarev at that face-off circle for Ledzianko. Phil back at the point for Romeo. Far side. Kozarev had it wound up, but he opted not to shoot. Curls away from Van der Marakker. Back at the point for Romeo, near side Ledzianko. 45 seconds left of power play time. Ledzianko back for Romeo. Sends one deflected twice off to the near boards. Ledzianko has it. Into the corner. Phil back to Romeo. 30 seconds of power play time left. Ledzianko for Olnick. He one-times it. Puck save is made now on the far side. Kozarev goes down hard. Van der Marakker chips it to center ice. And with 20 seconds left, Birmingham will try one more time. Quickly into the zone. Ledzianko has it. Down low is played. That's McTavish once, twice. Save made. Rebound was right there laying loose. Taylor couldn't find it, but he did finally look down and see it. Birmingham had a couple of chances to put that one in, but Taylor covers up with McTavish right on top of him.
Good look from Ledzianko there. Looking, and I was like, okay, is he going to shoot? Use that bottom guy in the box for a screen, and then he found Glover right on the back post, Jody. Gave it down to Glover, came around. I think he was looking to throw it right across to Olenek on the back side, but nonetheless, he pulled it, wrapped it around. Taylor makes one save, 2 saves.
Off the draw, we're down to the last 5 seconds of power play time. That'll do it as Evansville clears the puck. They're about to be at full strength. Harrogate back on the ice, and we're at 5-on-5 hockey. Matt Clark skating from his own end, coast to coast, takes a shot. That one goes high and wide. Played now by Berkopik. Taylor thought it hit the netting, and he may be right, but nonetheless, play continues on. Dorsey, shot taken. Stewart makes the save, and this time he doesn't let the rebound hit the ice. Both goaltenders have been doing that some as of late. Stewart not denying, he holds on.
Well, and that, sitting here, Jody, just under 8 minutes left in the first period, and just Stewart's 4th shot of the night. And I know he had kind of 1-2 there early, and then now you're sitting there. And as a goaltender, that's a tough game to settle into. So good job by Stewart, focusing in. He pulled that one in, no rebound, and we'll set off here for a face-off down here to his left.
Off the draw, Contessa for Evansville had it. Birmingham will take it away. Ryan Romeo drops it back for Dorsey. He can't control it, though. Along the near boards, played by Green behind the net, and Romeo has it. Ahead to center ice to Kozarev for Green. Corson Green centers one in front. Through the crease, the puck went harmlessly away, and Birmingham now at center ice will try it again. That's Dorsey. Now, whistle goes. We're going to have a penalty coming up. Interference is the call. This one's going to be on Kozarev, and Evansville will go on their first power play of the night. That's a good call. He took him down.
Well, one of those ones where you get mixed up with a guy, you get in their way, and you impede their forward progress, Jody. They're going to call it on you. You know, that could be a situation where you've seen everybody taking their liberties on Kozarev today. That could be a little bit of a frustration penalty there.
Birmingham was dead last in the league coming into last night's game in the penalty kill. We've improved one slot. We're just 9th in the league now in penalty kill. Evansville's power play, 9th overall, so both teams need a little work in this special teams area.
Well, the one thing that Evansville will be missing is Hobbs on this power play.
Off the draw, Bulls have it. Matt Clark behind his own net just turns and fires it down the ice. 7:15 to go, first period. Bulls up by 1. Totally outplaying Evansville thus far, but only a 1-goal lead. Puck behind the Bulls' net. Valent has it, or Hora has it, drops it for Harrogate. In front, tipped by Gilmore. That one never made it through. Along the boards, puck being fought for there. 4 players in. Kyler Matthews tries to poke it free. Sinclair is there as well. Harrogate puts it right back on the boards. Played now by Gilmore. Gilmore steps out in front, steered aside by Stewart. Anthony Hoare picks it up for Evansville. He turns and spins. Save made by Stewart. As you heard the thud of the blocker, puts his mitt on top of it and holds on for a face-off.
Good save by Stewart, no rebound. And once again, Jody, we saw it again. The Bulls on the kill, and Clark loses his stick. And there's, just something going on there with what we've seen in the last two nights. A lot of defensive players losing their sticks for the Bulls.
Face off to the right of Hayden Stewart, controlled by Evansville. Harrogate with the puck. He takes a shot, another blocker save. Puck loose right there in front of Stewart. The Bulls find it and clear it down the ice. It's a couple of tough shots Stewart's made saves on. 16-7 right now, Bulls out shooting Evansville. On the power play, Evansville puts it in the Bull zone. Behind the net, Brierly gets there first for McTavish, and he clears the zone. Anthony Hoare with the puck. Looking for a place to go. Gets it to Matt Dorsey for Scotty Curtin. Brierly's there first, though. McTavish takes his pass and clears. And Birmingham doing a good job on this last half of the power play. 30 seconds of power play time remaining for Evansville. Vesalainen in front. That was Dorsey takes the shot. He didn't get all of it. Evansville has the puck. Lindbergh with a shot deflected by Dorsey wide. Behind the net it's played, far side. Evansville try and keep it alive. We're down to 5 seconds of power play time remaining. Dorsey with the puck. Out in front, he tried to, it never got by. Now Dorsey of Birmingham, Jamie Dorsey puts his shoulder down, knocks his man off the play. The puck bounces right to Stewart, who covers up, and Birmingham has killed the power play, and we're back at full strength.
Big play there by Dorsey behind the net. Jody, I know a lot of times the focus on the offensive play, but that was a very dangerous situation there with the puck lying close to the paint. Dorsey's taking guys down, hits first guy behind the net, comes back, it's the second guy off balance, and he could only get one hand on that stick, directing the puck towards Stewart, and once Stewie found it, he reeled it in and covered it up.
Ledzianko and Curtin on the draw. Puck lies beneath the both as it's dropped. Now it's banged near side, kept in by Bronson Adams. Gilmore tied up by Dorsey of Birmingham. Still tied up in the corner. Tyson Gilmore strong if he's battling Dorsey at that point. He still holds on to the puck. Now 2, 3, 4 more players come in to help out, and it's still tied up. Now Gilmore gives Dorsey a shot. Puck finally comes free. Harrogate back at the point. Adams had it, but Olnick clears the zone for Birmingham. Puck loose at center ice, picked up by Curtin, who'll put it right back into the Bull zone. Clark whips it around near side. Ledzianko is there. Banks one off the boards, but can't get it out. Finally, he gets it to McTavish. He chips one to Higgins. Higgins tried to set it up for Clark, past him. Clark will go in and catch up with it first. The defenseman, Matt Clark, gives it to Higgins. Back at the point, Kyler Matthews a shot. That one goes in the netting and out of play, and faceoff will be in the Evansville zone. 4:15 remaining here in the first period of play. Bulls up by 1.
And like we were starting to talk about before, Jody, Legends Night. That third game in that 3-game series, home series or home stand, whatever you want to call it, for the Bulls, the 26th, 27th, and 28th. The 28th being Legends Night. Attention Bulls fans, get ready for a night of nostalgia and excitement. 70s Legends Night is coming to the Pelham Civic Center on Saturday, December 28th. Join us as we celebrate the legendary players who paved the way for the Bulls we know and love today. The first 1,000 adults through the doors receive a tumbler featuring the Bulls' iconic 70s logo, courtesy of Ridgeline Realty and the Chesser team. Doors open at 6 o'clock. The puck drops at 7 as your Bulls take on the Macon Mayhem. Do not miss your chance to honor the legends and cheer on the team. Secure your tickets now at bullshockey.net. That's bullshockey.net.
And if you're in the building listening to the game, I'm wearing the jersey that they'll be wearing that night. It's my favorite Bulls jersey of all time. I was just an elementary kid back in the WHA days in the 70s when the Bulls brought hockey to Birmingham, and this is the jersey that me and my dad loved the most, that royal blue. Now off the draw, Matthews takes a wrister gloved by Taylor, so we'll do it again.
Well, and that's where that jersey, Jody, that's where our connection to the Leafs comes in through the Bulls, because that jersey was actually, I remember that as the Toronto Toros.
Right. Made sense to go from Toros to Bulls. Now Sinclair tied up by Vesalainen. Look at that. He hooked him high with this stick around the neck, went down on his knees, puck tied up along the far boards. Vesalainen had it taken away. That's Higgins with the puck. Higgins has had a couple of strong games, Greg. Now Clark keeps it alive. He sends it behind the net. McTavish fighting for it. Still tied up. Vesalainen and McTavish fighting for control. Squirts free near side. Van der Marakker can't do it now. Taken down on the play was McTavish. Have no call behind the net. Grayson Valent will skate away. Now we have one. That's definitely as McTavish went down. Nolan McElhaney, I have no idea what he was thinking, Greg. It wasn't a tough play. He wanted just to haul him down, and that's exactly what he did, and he's going off.
Well, Jody, it was one of those situations where McTavish was battling with Valente down there. They were back and forth, back and forth. And I think McElhaney, he saw that McTavish was going to go straight across the crease and go back after him, and he thought he was going to step into the middle of that.
But the puck was nowhere near
I
them.
understand.
Let him go.
You know?
Either way, we'll take it. It's the third power play of the night for Birmingham and of this first period. 1 for 2 thus far. Power play goal scored earlier by Carson Rose at 8:38. And it'll be our third try here. Olnick on the draw for Birmingham, out with McTavish, Kozarev, Ledzianko, and Ryan Romeo, who will quarterback this power play. Down low, McTavish has it. Whips it around the boards. Romeo is going to have to come over here quickly and keep it alive. He does. Behind the net is played. McTavish centers one, nobody there, and the puck escapes all the way back into the Bulls zone. Romeo will try it again. Through center ice, drops it back for Ledzianko. Met the blue line, he still gains it to Kozarev. Kozarev through the slot, never got the shot off, so he'll circle far face-off dot. Back to Romeo. Near side, Ledzianko, back to Romeo. Ledzianko had it bounce off his stick, keeps control. Ledzianko, far side. Kozarev waited too long. Rebound off the post. Olnick's claiming it went in. Kozarev has the loose puck along the far boards for Romeo. Near side, Ledzianko. Cross ice pass. Kozarev. Back to Romeo. One time blocked by Curtin. He'll try and get past Romeo. Ryan Romeo gets back. Curtin drops it back. Kozarev takes it away. And here comes the Bulls 3-on-2 on this power play. Kozarev for Green, takes a shot wide. Puck on the far board. Derek Contessa just banks it off the glass and out. 35 seconds of power play time remaining for Birmingham.
Good looks there by the Bulls, Jody. They finally ended up pulling the trigger and getting a couple shots on goal, but you just see that extra overhandling of the puck just a bit. Shoot the puck, gentlemen.
Glover gets past Van der Marakker, puts it into the near corner and gives chase. Lindbergh ties him up. Sinclair comes away with the puck behind his net. Back to Glover. 10 seconds power play time. Brierly for Glover. Down low, back to Glover. Come on, gentlemen, shoot the puck. Glover takes the shot. Glove save made. Bounces free, and Evansville clears through center ice. Now McElhaney tips one into that far corner. Brierly couldn't catch up with it first, but his deflection puts it into the netting out of play, and Birmingham is calling for a look at that Olnick goal. They want it reviewed. Brierly screaming and yelling, and the referee, Keith Grooms, goes over to check it out. Now here's a question for you. A good minute has clicked off the clock since that alleged no goal or yes goal. What do you do? If it was ruled a goal, you can't put time back on the clock.
No, you can't, but you might, depending on this. But this is the first stoppage of play. the period could have ran out,
Sure.
Jody. That would have been interesting. If the period runs all the way out another minute and 19 seconds, and then you got to go back, review it, and if it is a goal, then what do? Do you go back to the time that it was scored and
You
put
know
another
what?
2.5 minutes on the clock?
I predict this is going to be no goal, and I'll tell you why. If that puck had crossed the goal line and went in, I have a feeling they'd be showing it on the board and to the crowd, make them go crazy, and we haven't seen a replay. Although Keith Grooms he's taking his time looking at it. He may be questioning it himself based on what he's seen.
Well, I don't know, Jody, but what I saw is Olnick shot the puck. It went straight. And it came straight out, and I don't know.
He had, I mean, by the look on his face and the celebration that started, he was 100% convinced it was a goal.
Well, I've been in those situations too, where I've got a wide open net and I shoot
He
the puck.
sent the
and I
linesman
think
over
it's
to the
going in
Bulls
too.
bench.
No goal.
Now, actually, Ray Pack, an old friend of mine, the equipment manager of the Bulls, just handed the linesman another iPad to look at. If I know Ray, and I do, that shows it's a goal.
He would not. Yeah,
Exactly.
You're right. He would not bother wasting the time.
Exactly.
If it was not worth looking at.
The linesman skated over to the Bulls bench. Ray Pack handed him another view, if you will, or another iPad to look at. Ray wouldn't have done that had he not thought it was in. Now the linesman skates that iPad right back over to the Bulls bench, and we'll get the ruling in a few seconds, I guess. I don't know.
What do they have coming out? I know we've talked a lot about the games coming up before New Year's, Jody. What do we have coming up in the new year?
We're going to call this a goal, and Colton Olnick was right. That's the first time in this building I've seen a goal called after it was called a no-goal. That's the first time the goal line or goal cam has been affected to point towards a goal, and I may just give Ray Pack credit for this one. I don't know if they're calling that a goal if they don't get that second view from Ray.
Right. Can we give him an assist on that goal, Jody?
Well, when we know Olnick gets the goal, I have no idea what time the goal will be. It has to be right now. There was 1:13 showing on the clock, so that's 18:47. Scotty Curtin, the assistant captain, is shaking his head. I don't know. He's going to ask the referee to come over and explain it to Jeff Best, the coach of Evansville.
Jody, if you're Jeff Best, do you want to see the iPad? Do you want to see the goal for yourself?
He's not allowed to, I don't believe. You don't have to prove to the other coach anything. The referee gets the final word. If he saw something and he saw it go in, the play's over. It's a goal or it's no goal. He's wanting I saw him point, Jeff Best pointed to the Bulls bench like, why are you going down there for that?
Why are you taking that iPad? What's going on here?
That's what I think is going on. He's still pointing to the Bulls bench. He knows that an iPad was given to the linesman to skate over to the referee who was at the scorer's table. Either way, the scoreboard shows 2-0 Birmingham. That would be a power play goal. Let's see what they announce. I mean, I did not hear any announcement as a goal and assist or time yet. 2:33 showing on the clock. So that would be 17:27, I guess, the time of the goal.
And they put that time back on the clock. So you got free hockey right now for a minute and 5 seconds.
Puck behind the net. Birmingham has control, and that one really threw me for a loop. It gets past Matthews, taken away by Matt Dorsey of Evansville. Matt Clark catches up with the puck first in the Bull zone. Here's the call. I want to hear this.
Number 26, Colton Olenek. His 5th goal of the season. The assist, number 7, Nikita Kozarev. Powerade, power play, and first Bulls.
All right, Kozarev, the lone assist. Colton Olenek with his 5th goal of the year on a power play goal. That's 2 power play goals for Birmingham, leading 2-0. Bartholomew of Evansville drops it back. They tried to get it right back to him. Brierley with a good play keeps it in. Far side Evansville lifts one into the Bull zone. Brierley, nice play, tips it away from Vandermeer Rocker. Bulls have it. Gillespie brings it right back in, sends one into the near corner. Goal scorer Olnick chips it behind the net. Anthony Hoare, though, picks it up, and he'll get it out. Loose puck, center ice, picked up by Gillespie. Down to a minute 20 to go here in the first period. Been a strange one, Greg. That one really threw me for a loop. Anthony Hoare banks one off the boards into center ice. Green has it, and he'll drop it back on the Bulls' defense. Romeo gets away from one man, avoids a check. Purpleluck sends it in deep, picked up by Bronson Adams. He loses it, though. Green back there takes it away. Corson Green drops it. Still loose behind the Evansville net. Anthony Hoare can't get away from Kozarev, so he'll just send the puck far side, and Evansville clears. Purpleluck brings it into the Bull zone, gets around Romeo, cuts it in front, save made, takes Stewart into the netting, and the whistle blows as both Stewart and Purpleluck down inside the goal.
Good job there by Stewart, Jody. You saw him cutting in on his backhand, came in with a shot. Stewie held the post, and then the puck went straight back out. Evansville picked it up, and then the player and the puck careened back in. You saw Stewie dig back with that left foot and prepare himself for the impact. And he was there, met the force. The puck went off behind the net. Great job by Hayden Stewart on that one, and that's a big save here with 38.3 seconds left in the first period.
Birmingham with 22 shots on goal in this first period of play.
They have the jump that we were looking for last night, Jody. And
exactly.
This is what we're talking about just the difference of who you're playing against, the night, the fans, and the environment.
Off the draw, no one seems to want to take possession. Finally, Purpleluck has it into that far corner, tied up by Jamie Dorsey of the Bulls. Puck still tied up far boards. Far side, that's Higgins trying to kick it out of the zone, still tied up. We're down to 15 seconds left in the period. Birmingham finally clears. McElhaney will send it in on Stewart, makes the save and leaves it for Dorsey. Now taking a hit is McTavish, but he'll clear it. And that's going to do it for the first period of play as Valent sends one in and the horn goes and the buzzer sounds and all the whistles blow. And Birmingham taking a 2-0 lead into the locker room after one period of play on goals by Carson Rose and Colton Olnick, both on the power play. I don't know what the rule is, and I should, Greg, but I would like to know why time was put back on the clock, the game clock, because theoretically, hypothetically, let's think of this. Sometimes play goes on for minutes without a stoppage. Let's just say that goal happened 2 minutes into the first period, and there wasn't another whistle until there was 10 minutes and 2 seconds showing on the clock. Are you going to tell me they're going to put a full 9 minutes back on the clock?
They might. And the only other place I've seen this in sports, Jody, is in football. If they call a timeout, they will go back and they will reset the clock.
Reset it, that's true.
And push it back, so that's the closest thing I can put to what we just saw happen. But it's like we had a whole...
That's a whole minute they put, a minute and a half.
A minute and a half of hockey that we saw that just got erased in the record books because technically it got overwritten by everything that happened.
So what happens to the shots
it.
on goal that happened during that minute and a half?
That's a great question.
If there was a penalty call during that minute and a half, what happens to that penalty? These are questions that replay creates the issue. It's a good thing to have replay and correct the problems that you have and the mistakes you make. I get it. But sometimes replay creates more problems than it solves. I'm glad that goal was reviewed because obviously Colton Olin knew for a fact it was in the net. And Ray Pack did too.
Here's one for you, Jody. What if there was, after that play happened, the puck comes down to Birmingham's end, goes in the corner, comes back to Evansville, and then there's a 5-on-5 brawl in the corner. All those guys get ejected, and then they go back, and they look and see, and that goal pushes the clock back. What happens to those 10 guys that are now in the dressing room?
That's exactly what I'm saying with a hypothetical. I have no idea what the ruling would be. I could understand it, Greg, maybe if the goal was allowed, play went on for like it did a minute and a half. They reviewed it at that time, called the goal at what was showing on the clock at that time. If play had expired in the first period and there was 0 seconds showing on the clock, I could understand it making that goal at the 20-minute mark. I don't understand the adding of time.
Interesting. We'll have to research that
Yeah.
a little bit, because I think if that's the way that it goes down and you pull it at the next stoppage, then they should just call that goal at the time of the stoppage of play, that it was called official,
Yep.
because it was never marked as a goal until 105. So you should just stop it there at 105. That way all your shots and everything up to that point of 105, they're done. Call the goal at 105 and move forward.
And most people listening and watching to us right now are saying, guys, shut up. It's 2-0 at the end of the first period of play. But these are the things that bother me, things like this.
That's why we are who we are, Jody,
Yeah.
because we just talk about things that nobody else does.
Nobody else cares what we talk about.
Right.
Okay, we'll take a break, play a few spots for you, and come back and recap what we can and maybe get an explanation or two. I doubt we'll be able to, but we'll try. Score at the end of one period of play. Birmingham 2, Evansville nothing. You're listening and watching to Birmingham Bulls hockey.
This is a shout out to the professional tailgaters, game day grillers, and potluck pros. Whether you bake it, smoke it, stack it, or melt it, there's nothing more important than how you cook up your team spirit while serving it with an ice-cold Coca-Cola, Coke Zero Sugar, or Coke Life. We may not all agree on the best game day food, but when you serve your meals with a Coke, you know you've got yourself a winner. Enjoy an ice-cold Coca-Cola at the Birmingham Bulls game. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling.
Yell at a tool? Nobody bats an eye. But talk nicely to your tools, and everyone thinks you're strange. Weird, right? But here's what I know. Great heating techs treat their tools and your equipment with a level of care that borders on talking nicely to it. When you rely on something, you want it to work. And if you want it to work, you treat it as nicely as you can. It's why fall furnace tune-ups are a really smart idea. You're going to rely on that heating system all winter, and you don't want it to fail you when it's freezing cold out. So treat it nicely now, and it'll work when you need it. Problem is, most heating companies in Birmingham don't do the deep cleaning and maintenance you'd assume comes with a tune-up. Just a drive-by inspection, followed by a sales pitch. That bubbified behavior is what I started Excalibur to stand against. So if you want a no breakdown guaranteed, talk nicely to it tune-up, call
Excalibur. Services.com.
Alabama license number 15214.
Yell at a tool.
Greg Dreveny, Jody Chernesky back with Greg Dreveny at the end of one period of play. Birmingham 2, Evansville nothing. A recap of the scoring in that first period, all Birmingham and all on the power play. First, at 8:38 of the first period, Carson Rose gets his 15th of the year. Power play goal assisted by Michael Gillespie and Taylor Brierly. Birmingham added to it. This is the goal we've been talking about, the goal that we couldn't figure out what time it should have been credited for and why there was time put back on the clock. Either way, Birmingham goes up 2-0 at 17:27 of the first period as Colton Olnick gets his 5th goal of the year on the power play. Assisting on the play, Nikita Kozarev and Phil Ledzianko. Power play goal give the Bulls a 2-0 lead, and that's where we are right now into the locker room as we await the second period of play. Birmingham out shooting Evansville 21-11, and quite frankly, it feels like it was more than that, Greg.
Well, the Bulls definitely came out on fire, Jody, and the way they ended off the third period last night against Pensacola, they picked it up, and I think they even added 2 more digits to their steps there because they came out absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Moving their feet, they had that jump we were talking about, that explosiveness. And, you know, Evansville came out, they had an okay period, but I will tell you the one thing that they're missing, and we just mentioned it briefly before, but having Matt Hobbs out there, or not out there, I guess we should say, because he's out, not in the lineup tonight, and he just brings so much more grit and just gets under the skin. He's a disruptor, and you know what I mean? There's not any of that out there tonight. So
he, along with, they had a suspension yesterday from the game in Huntsville. Jordan Semino was suspended for a check from behind that wasn't called, and he did get a 1-game suspension, which means he's out of the lineup tonight. Both of those are experienced pugilists, too. They know what they're doing when they drop the gloves. You have both of those out of your lineup, that removes a huge element of toughness from your game, and all of a sudden Birmingham skating rings around you.
absolutely.
So, all right, we'll take a break. Before we do, though, I want to tell you about one thing that's coming up. Kids Jersey Night. We talked about this, or started to a little bit on. This is what my grandkids love it, and everyone else does too. This is one of the biggest nights of the year. Saturday, January 4th. Get your tickets now. I'm telling you, it's Kids Jersey Night with the Birmingham Bulls. The first 1,000, and that's it. First 1,000 kids, 14 and under, will get a free replica jersey that's courtesy of UAB Sports Medicine, Encore, and Fox 6. Doors open at 6, puck drops at 7, as your Bulls take on the same team we saw last night, the Pensacola Ice Flyers. This is one of our most anticipated promotions of the season. Everyone loves it. So don't wait. Get your tickets now. I promise you, you won't regret it. Go to bullshockey.net. Don't miss Kids Jersey Night, Saturday, January 4th, with the Birmingham Bulls.
Yell at a tool? Nobody bats an eye. But talk nicely to your tools, and everyone thinks you're strange. Weird, right? But here's what I know. Great heating techs treat their tools and your equipment with a level of care that borders on talking nicely to it. When you rely on something, you want it to work. And if you want it to work, you treat it as nicely as you can. It's why fall furnace tune-ups are a really smart idea. You're going to rely on that heating system all winter, and you don't want it to fail you when it's freezing cold out. So treat it nicely now, and it'll work when you need it. Problem is, most heating companies in Birmingham don't do the deep cleaning and maintenance you'd assume comes with a tune-up. Just a drive-by inspection, followed by a sales pitch. That bubbified behavior is what I started Excalibur to stand against. So if you want a no breakdown guaranteed, talk nicely to it tune-up, call
Excalibur. Services.com.
Alabama license number 15214.
Yell at
Over the mountain, Vulcan on the right. Lineup is set and the roster's tight. Blades laced up and the twigs feeling right. Going bulls deep in the ring tonight. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of the Harbor Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of the Harbor Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Load up the bullpen, fire up the crowd. Turning bulls loose, make the family proud. Nothing jump the puck, gonna go bar down. Boys crash the crease and tear up this town. House, Bulls country, rulers of the Cahaba Valley. House, Bulls country, rulers of the Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Tempest flare gloves hit the ice. Kick his ass not once but twice. Down south losing is a sin. Bulls light the lamp and the good gods win. Steel on ice and hearts on fire. Every goal takes us higher and higher. In the valley under the stars so bright. We fight for glory, we fight tonight. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of the Harbor Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of the Harbor Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. 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 No, this ain't no rodeo.
This is a shout out to the professional tailgaters, game day grillers, and potluck pros. Whether you bake it, smoke it, stack it, or melt it, there's nothing more important than how you cook up your team spirit while serving it with an ice-cold Coca-Cola, Coke Zero Sugar, or Coke Life. We may not all agree on the best game day food, but when you serve your meals with a Coke, you know you've got yourself a winner. Enjoy an ice-cold Coca-Cola at the Birmingham Bulls game. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling.
Welcome back to the Pelham Civic Complex. Jody Chernesky here along with Greg Dreveny, where we're about to start the second period of play. Birmingham with a 2-0 lead over the Evansville Thunderbolts. And one thing I learned, Greg, in between that break, and I went out to find an answer and I found one, is that regardless how much time goes between the next stoppage and the so-called goal, it's got to be put back on the clock, which seems very odd to me, because literally, as we talked about, you can go minute upon minute upon minute without stoppages in hockey, and all of a sudden 5, 6, 7 minutes are put right back on the clock. I don't understand that, but okay, I will accept it. I also, here's listen.
23, Phil Ledzianko.
Yeah, we had that Ledzianko on the secondary assist. I also learned that we're in the infant stages of goal review. And not every view is the same as another. And with that said, a referee is not going to make a definitive call unless he knows for sure, unless he sees for certain. So therefore, Keith Groom saw the puck cross the line, goal. End of story. I also know that Evansville is not very happy about how it transpired. And we discussed that too.
Well, there should be an SPHL official, not Ray Pack, who's the one with the iPad, Jody.
Like I said, it's in its infancy stages. It's okay. It worked out well. The goal was in the puck was in the net, and they got it right. The goal was given credit for Olnick. Okay, back to action now. Maybe that won't happen again. Kozarev curls away from Vasselin and loses possession of the puck, though, taken by Valent. Chipped off the stick of Glover, back into the Bulls zone. Brierly will pick it up. Glover takes it, bounces one off the boards for Kozarev. Skates through center ice, dumps it into the near corner. Green backhands a pass out in front, no one there but Evansville Thunderbolts, and they'll skate through center ice. Scotty Curtin with the puck. Nice pass, feathered ahead. Shot taken, save made off the stick of Vandermeer Rocker. Quick skater, Stewart with the save. Gilmore plays it behind the net. It's blocked, though, by the Bulls. Curtin has it in front. No one there. No one sees the puck. Finally, Vandermeer Rocker plays it into the corner. Curtin drops it for Gilmore. Leaves it for Harrogate. Brendan Harrogate can't get away from Romeo. Curtin has it now for Evansville. They're taking some offensive possession here in the Bull zone. There's a pass right through the crease. No one there. McTavish backhands one and out. And Evansville will clear the zone. Just underway, second period, Bulls 2, Evansville nothing. McTavish with the puck, pressured by Abbott. Gets it out, right back into the Bulls zone it goes. Evansville looks a little different the first couple of minutes of this period, Greg.
They do.
Right out in front, loose puck! Wow. Right through the open mouth. Stewart was on the other side. The puck squirted free to the open net. No one was there to put it home for Evansville. Now Birmingham, there's a score! Olnick takes the feed from Michael Gillespie along the near boards, and all that pressure that Evansville put on erased away with one quick snap off the stick of Colton Olnick, and Birmingham with a 3-0 lead.
And we talked about it with Carson Rose's dad before the game, Jody, about the difference of actually watching the game and anticipating the game, and the Bulls defense there for the first little bit with that pressure from Evansville looked like the Bulls were kind of doing more watching than anything else. Cleared the zone and puck to Olnick, and what a shot to beat Taylor Lowe.
Number 26, Colton Olenek. His second goal of the night, his sixth goal for the season. The assist, number 17, Michael Gillespie. And first Bulls goal scored at 1:50 of the second.
I have a feeling they'll give a secondary assist, but right now there's not one being credited. Gillespie the only assist. Olnick, second goal of the night. In succession as well. Sixth goal of the season. Birmingham up 3-0.
So there's a little bit of secondary scoring for you there, Jody.
Well, I called for it, and we got it. That's right. Birmingham's Kyler Matthews sends one ahead for Ledzianko. He'll dump it in, dump and chase time for Birmingham. There's a puck sent right out in front by Gillespie. Nobody there. Squirts free to the boards. Oh, Ledzianko goes down. That's got to be a penalty, as Perpeluk had his stick in the skates of Ledzianko. And let me ask you a question about that. Was that just a smart play by Ledzianko? because it looked to me they're going to send Hora to the box. I don't know why, because it's Purpleluck that Are they going to get a double?
Wow.
Anthony Hora and Reed Purpleluck both go to the penalty box for Evansville. We saw Purpleluck haul down Kozarev. I thought Kozarev skated over his stick, to be quite honest with you, to cause the trip, but nonetheless it was called immediately.
I thought the trip actually came from Purpleluck getting. I thought his stick blade got caught in the tucks of the bottom of the skate. And,
this is interesting. Why is Anthony Hora in the box?
Well, if I had to guess, Jody, I'd probably say opening his mouth, saying something to the referee, because I didn't see anything else unless it happened away from the play.
Maybe unsportsmanlike or a misconduct itself. We'll wait and hear the call from Pat, but 17:43 remaining, second period. Bulls will definitely be on a power play. There's 4 skaters on the ice. Here's the call.
Number 11, Reed Purpleluck, 2 minutes for tripping. Number 11, Reed Purpleluck, 2 minutes for tripping. Number 84, Anthony Hora, 10-minute misconduct.
You were right, 10-minute misconduct. Bulls on a 5-on-4 power play. Brierly, 1x1 save made. It got loose from Taylor, but he stopped it before it hit the ice. And Birmingham on their 4th power play of the night, 2 for 3 thus far.
But you see what's happening to Taylor, Jody. He's got 3 behind him, and now all of a sudden it's not so natural for him. Everything's just not popping down. He's not catching everything. He's not seeing it. He's starting to fight the puck a little bit, getting in his own head.
Off the draw, puck is losing that face-off circle. Bulls control. Brierly sends it near side for Gillespie. Winds up, fakes that slap shot, sends it down low for Green. Green getting some power play time. Gillespie back for Brierly. Brierly wrist one in, blocked in front, never made it through. Gillespie turns, spins, keeps it in for Birmingham. Nice play, Michael Gillespie. Now puck comes free to that face-off circle, taken by Scotty Curtin, and he'll clear. Corson Green, the defenseman, playing that power play down low, Greg.
Coming in, Rose is out, so somebody's got to fill that slot, Jody.
We'll try and get a word on Carson Rose, but we have not seen him since you saw him double over coming to the bench. I do know he favored his arm, is what I was told. Something was going on with his arm or maybe shoulder. McTavish has it. He'll play it back for Gillespie. Brierly takes it, return for Michael Gillespie. Cross-ice pass, Glover takes the shot, blocked in front by Bronson Adams. Loose puck played along the boards, Bulls keep it in. Michael Gillespie has it. Sets it up for Glover, curls away from Adams. Now Brierly has it. Shooting lane's not opening up for Birmingham at this time. Brierly just inside the blue line for Gillespie. He sends a wrister, save made. Puck rebounds behind the net, Bulls have it far boards. Now back for Brierly at the point. Glover takes the shot, and that one goes into the netting out of play with 19 seconds of power play time remaining, 16:01 to go, second period.
Good motion by the Bulls there down low, Jody. You saw in the power play, they run 3 up top in that high umbrella. 2 guys down low, and as Brierly's making his decision whether he's going to Gillespie or Green on the far side, or actually Glover towards the end of that. But you can see the guys down low moving in front of Taylor, taking his eyes away and skating through those shooting lanes. And that's really tough to pick up on if you're a goalie back there.
Off the draw, puck goes behind the net, picked up by Kozarev. Back at the point for Romeo. Ledzianko looks for a place to go, down to 10 seconds to go. Romeo takes the shot, blocked in front, never made it through by Harrogate, and Romeo takes the puck in his own zone. Gets it ahead, both teams back at full and even strength. Olnick looking for that natural hat trick, drops it. That was Kozarev cruising, couldn't get a stick on the puck and control it. Behind the net, Ledzianko curls away from Valent. For Olnick, he takes the shot, blocker save made by Taylor. Another centering pass, this one intercepted by Gilmore, and the Thunderbolts clear. Gilmore wraps it past Kozarev. Stewart will play it behind his own net. Romeo back for Kozarev. And just like that, Birmingham's out. Holton Olnick takes the shot. That was deflected. Goes behind the net. Dorsey is there for Birmingham. He just spins, fires. Nice idea. Almost worked, but the save is made by Taylor, and the puck comes back to center ice. Now Higgins will give chase as it comes back into the Evansville zone. Catches up with it first. Back at the point, Clark will keep it alive for Birmingham. taken away by Vesalainen. And Evansville will clear. This one gets to Matthews, who gloves it nicely, drops it. And Matthews skates with it, passes it ahead, looking for McTavish off of the mark. Played by Evansville, Vandermeer Rocker. Sets it up far side. Return for Vandermeer Rocker. Gets past Clark, looks for a place to go. Spins, wrap around, gets through the crease. He didn't really get all of it on it. Vandermeer Rocker has it. Knocked away from him. Here comes Gillespie. He's on a break. Michael Gillespie takes the shot. Save made. Really couldn't get past that last line of defense. Now deflection in front, goes wide as McTavish was there. If he gets that one, it's 4-0. Puck cleared to center ice. Clark puts it right back in, and Bronson Adams ships it ahead for Vesalainen. Clark knocks him off the play and is picked up by Olnick. Colton Olnick takes a big hit from Perpeluk. Coughs the puck up. Back comes Evansville Dorsey. Matt Dorsey behind the Bulls' net. Gets away from Matthews, curls through the slot. Dorsey back at the point, blocked in front by Green. Centering pass intercepted by the Bulls' Matthews, and here comes Green. He gets it ahead. Glover takes a shot. That one, I think, just went a little wide or a little high of the net. Puck loose in the Evansville zone. Perpeluk has it. Taken away by Green, who will turn it right back in. McElhaney takes a hit there from Higgins, goes down. Loose puck along the boards, kept in by Ford. For Brierly, he takes a shot, knocked down by Perpeluk. Perpeluk have it taken away. Now it's Birmingham, loses it at center ice and tipped into the Bulls zone by Dorsey. Hayden Ford, haven't called his name a lot tonight, has the puck. Sets it up for his defensive partner. Banks one off the glass into center ice. Picked up by Brierly. Watched by Gilmore, so he drops it back for Ford. Ford played on this Evansville team last year. Didn't make the playoff roster, but he made the regular season. Now Gillespie looked in front for Ledzianko. His pass was deflected away, and the puck sent back to center ice. Jamie Dorsey tried to tie it up or set it up for Olnick. Gets past everyone. Loose puck in the slot. Olnick had a chance. Save made by Taylor. The puck was just lying in the slot for Olnick to bury a hat trick, but it just missed.
That would have been a natural hat trick.
Exactly. Now the puck in the Bull zone. Olnick has it. He's playing his best game of the year by far. Sent ahead for Glover. Glover for Gillespie. His shot goes wide. Vesalainen picks it up for Evansville, and they'll clear the puck into the Bull zone. Off the mark of Vesalainen, loose in front of that Evansville bench. And this hits the netting out of play. A whistle blows, and we'll have a face-off with 11:38 to go here in the second period of play. Bulls up 3-0, media timeout. It's really our first one of the entire second period too, Greg.
Here's a little observation for you, Jody. I know before the game we were talking about with the Bulls, with Ford coming back and some of the shakeups they've had out front, with Ledzianko being out and on the IR, and now in a situation where Carson Rose is out of commission right now. But what I've noticed, and I wondered why Green was up on the forecheck.
Yeah.
Right? And then I'm like,
I
okay.
noticed him on the power play playing below the net, and that's a forward spot.
But that's what I mean. They moved him up to forward.
Yeah.
So Green up on forward, and actually he's a big body. He skates well, and I kind of like it so far.
I thought if anybody would move up, it would be Romeo.
Huh?
To me, that would have been the most likely candidate. He's done it before, but I never thought about Corson Green. Corson Green's played well defensively since he stepped in and played for Birmingham. I did not know he was capable of playing that forward spot, but you're exactly right. His size alone makes him a force on a power play right at the crease.
Well, and that's what I mean. But I've been watching him here, and you know, I noticed it, and I looked up, and I'm like, okay, Green's out there, and then I looked back on D, and you had Brierly and Romeo, and I was like, wow. And then I started watching Green a little bit more, and he's really doing well on the wing.
Face off just outside the Bulls' blue line. Drake Glover on the draw for Birmingham. Green takes it away. Splits two defensemen. Green takes the shot, goes wide. He had a chance. There's a flexion in front by Green and a save made by Taylor.
Saying Green a lot, Jody.
Yeah, he's noticeable, that's for sure. Kyler Matthews almost lost it in his own zone. Curtin sends it back in. Vesalainen was offside, so he'll have to skate outside the zone. Now Glover tips one deep into the Evansville zone. Birmingham will change lines. Sinclair, Higgins out for Birmingham, along with McTavish. Scotty Curtin sends it into the bull zone, easily stopped there by Brierly, and back through center ice. Higgins has it. McTavish with him. Left wing side, Higgins cuts bow one, save made, rebound loose in the slot, goes to the far corner.
Good drive there by Higgins.
Evansville lifts the puck into center ice. Ford has it. Now Sinclair takes it for Birmingham. Return for Hayden Ford. Sends one around the boards. Gets back behind of Taylor. Evansville will try and clear and does. The Scott Curtin just lifts one deep into the bull zone. No icing. Brierly will come back and touch up. Brierly skates away from Curtin in his own zone, gets it ahead. That's Colton Olick, has an extra kick in his step for sure with 2 goals in a row. Looking for that third, the natural hat trick. Back at the point, Dorsey has it. Sets it up for Romeo, almost lost it. Chipped into the corner, that's Gillespie. Walks toward the boards, and he actually sent it out himself. Romeo with a nice play, gloves it and drops it. Gillespie cuts it in front of Stewart. I don't like to see that. Birmingham maintains possession. Romeo behind his own net. Banks one off the boards. This one's going to be an icing unless Gillespie knows the goaltender touches up. Why was the whistle blown? The goaltender touched the puck. Are they going to rule that
I think
Valent could have touched it before? You don't do that.
I think that they're calling Gillespie saying he was offside and that he jumped the blue line before the puck crossed, Jody.
I'll take that explanation, but it wasn't icing for sure.
No, they can't call icing because there's nobody in the zone except Gillespie.
And the goalie touched the puck.
Right. So
9:45 to go here in the second period. We have our second media timeout within the last 2 minutes. I do want to tell you about a night that's coming up, though, as I know we're throwing a lot at you here. Birmingham Bulls fans that are looking for a different experience, behind the scenes, you can look at the Bulls. It's time for you to check out the Bulls fan experience. Go to bullshockey.net, reserve your spot for only $40. You'll be able to watch your favorite Bulls player from the Bulls bench during warm-ups, be on the ice for pregame and player introductions, and even home and autograph action shots of the Bulls player you're with. Only 20 slots are available per game, so visit bullshockey.net for more information. My grandkids did that a lot last year. They liked it. They like to go on the bench. They actually feel like they're hockey players. All right, face-off in the Bulls zone to the right of Stewart. Puck loose in that face-off circle. Comes free. It's taken by Kozarev. His clearing pass bounces basically to Glover, who sends it in, and is gloved by Ty Taylor. And when Glover bearing down, he gloves it, holds it for a face-off.
And that is one thing that's important to call that out, Jody, because I'm sure for a lot of fans who come out, you know what I mean, this always gets everybody, even if they come to a few games a year and they come out and they see the fans during warm-up down there on the Bulls bench.
Right.
They see the fans down there on the red carpet when they're doing ceremonial puck drops and they're singing the national anthem. And you know what I mean? They wonder, how do you get down there? Well, that's what it's called, folks. It's called the Bulls Fan Experience, and check it out at bullshockey.net.
Off the draw, Birmingham has it. That's Green, spins it behind the net. McElhaney will pick it up, though, for Evansville. Off of Harrogate's stick, comes to center ice where Romeo picks it up for the Bulls. Glover takes it, backhands the pass over for Green, who will bring it in the Evansville zone. Avoids one check. Gilmore goes down. Green with Valent behind the Evansville net with the puck. Now Valent goes down. Puck squirts free to Harrogate, and Evansville clears the zone. Miles Abbott tips one in. Evansville will change lines. Big hit there on the play by Harrogate. On Clark, Bulls bring it in. That's Higgins. He takes a shot. A dangerous one. They kind of handcuffed Ty Taylor. He didn't really expect it, but he got the blocker on it, jumped up in the air, and just pounced on top of it to cover it up.
Jody, there's never a shot on net. That's a bad shot on net. If it gets through, and that was the situation there, crossing over, coming down the left side, cutting into the middle lane. Most guys don't shoot from out that far. It caught Taylor off guard, handcuffed him a little bit. You saw it, bobbled it around, and the Bulls need to keep shooting the puck. They already got 33 shots on net here.
You know, 3-0 is a good lead. I like the 3-goal, 4-goal lead, but Birmingham has really just controlled this play from the drop of the puck till where we are now. I'm surprised it's not a bigger lead is what I'm trying to say. Puck tied up along the far half wall, squirts free, picked up by Evansville's Bartholomew. Behind the net, Bulls take it away. That's Clark. Off the boards, played at center ice. Bartholomew has it. Brings it in behind the back of Van der Morocco. Bulls intercept. That's Sinclair ahead for McTavish. McTavish near side takes the shot. Save made by Ty Taylor once again.
Well, Jody, that's a name you haven't called a lot tonight is Bartholomew.
No.
And when you do get a shift and the coach does give you a shift and, you know, coming out, obviously he's a big body, gets the puck across the blue line and come down. The one thing you do not do for the young defenseman at home is just throw the puck into the middle and give it away. You're getting an opportunity, either shoot the puck on net or get the puck deep.
Face off to the left of Taylor. Ledzianko for Birmingham may get tossed. He twisted his body around. Maybe they'll let him do it again. Puck is dropped loose, picked up by Evansville, and they'll clear the zone. Ford steps in between Dorsey, takes the puck away, gives it to Ledzianko, breaks on. Moves away from Lindbergh, drops it into the slot. Gillespie had it, knocked off the puck though. As he was poke-checked away, Brierly picks it up, out in front, looking for Olnick. Birmingham had a shot. Ford, that is, keeps it alive behind the net. Puck loose. Bronson Adams has it. Gillespie on him. Now Ledzianko checks his man, but the puck bounces through center ice, and Evansville will bring it in the Bull zone, and this one's going to be offside. It was well ahead of the play. It was Purple. Evansville looks completely out of sorts, Greg, and yet they only trail by 3.
Well, aside from that first minute and a half of the second period where they came out and they, you know, looked like they got, you know, whipped in on fire, they've just been kind of, you know, okay. But
it kind of looks like Birmingham did in the first 2 periods last night.
That's right.
Off the draw, Valent sends it into the far corner, bounces behind the net, stopped by Stewart. Romeo takes it. Ahead for Glover, who will give it up to Green. Chips it into the Evansville zone, right in on Taylor, who does the same thing. He just covers it up for a face-off to his right.
Well, and you can see the Bulls, Jody, in the offensive zone. It's like they see Olnick. They know he's having a hot night tonight. He's got the hot hand, and you can see him out there just floating around in those soft areas in the slot, and the Bulls doing a lot of good work down low, trying to get him those pucks, trying to finish off this hat trick for him.
I hope he gets it, but I don't want people to
overpass to him.
Yeah, let's take the scoring chances when they're there, regardless where the puck is. Behind the net is play. We're going to have an interference call now.
Here we go. He's saying, you want to party?
There's Dorsey giving a shot to Harrogate. Harrogate and Dorsey yapping at each other. I don't know exactly what will transpire now. Now Harrogate goes down. He looks at Green. Did Green take him down? He's going to be sent to the box if he did.
Jody, I don't know if Green just got a penalty for just skating behind him.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't. His stick did not touch him.
No, he didn't. I think Harrogate lost an edge.
That's what I thought. He just fell down, and Green was behind him.
But he, you know, wrong place at the wrong time.
But Green's not arguing, though. So was he guilty of something?
I don't know. Maybe there was something that we couldn't see from the angle. But, yeah, that was
Well, Kozarev, I thought, drew a penalty earlier on that trip.
Yep.
This may be karma saying, okay, we're going to make it even.
Even it up, and, you know.
We got 2 penalties showing on the board, so Birmingham's going to be down 5-on-3. Here's the calls.
Number 2, Corson Green, 2 minutes for slashing. Number 2, Corson Green, 2 minutes for the slash. Number 9, Ryan Romeo, 2 minutes for interference. Number 9, Ryan Romeo, 2 minutes for interference.
So they're going to say Corson Green skated behind Harrogate and slashed him? I don't think so.
Well,
I might give you a unsportsmanlike if you want to do anything, but either way, and Romeo, as my granddaughter says, gets sent to timeout.
Yep.
So Bulls down 2 men, 5-on-3 advantage for Evansville. They control the draw. Anthony Hora has it. Near side, Curtin returns that pass. Scotty Curtin for Hora at the top of that key. Down low, they'll play it. Back to Curtin, takes the shot. Nice play by Brierly, of course, who blocks it. He's trying to skate in ahead. He just got outraced for the puck by Anthony Hora. I'm telling you, Taylor Brierly is just working himself. To me, he's the best player in the league. Now it's Curtin with the puck. Back at the point for Anthony Hora. Top of the key, down low, he'll play it for Abbott. Back to Hora. Curtin. They're just playing pass up top, Greg. Hora down low for Harrogate. He sends one in front. Score. Far side, Abbott found a loose puck. Birmingham, Matt Clark had a chance. It hit him. That was a hard centering pass. They just were looking for a deflection, I believe. It hit off Clark and went right onto the stick of Miles Abbott, who sends it in, and
Joey
is cut to 3-1.
I tell you what, you talk about a seeing eye dog shot out of the corner, and that was it, because Stewie came across. He actually did a really good job getting down to his post, and there couldn't have been more than 1.5 inches above his shoulder underneath the crossbar. It happened from a seriously terrible angle. Just shot a rocket right up top, and that was unbelievable.
That's his first goal of the year. We'll get the assist in a moment. 3-1 the score on that power play goal. Here's the call.
21, Miles Abbott. The assist, number 61, Brendan Harrogate. And number 84, Anthony Hora. Goals
Hora
scored at
and
13.
Harrogate on the assist. Of the 4 goals that have been scored tonight, 3 have been on the power play. 2 for the Bulls, 1 for Evansville.
And they're still on the power play.
And still on a 5-on-4 man advantage now, as we have 50 seconds of time left on the clock to Corson Green's penalty. Evansville will bring it in. That's Harrogate. Gets past one Bull. Cuts behind the net. Thought about a wraparound. It wasn't there. Centered a pass for Abbott. He never got a stick on the puck. Loose. Picked up by Curtin. Down low. Played by Abbott. Bartholomew down low. That's Tyson Gilmore. Nowhere to go, so they'll send it back up top, and it gets past Prokopic. Out into center ice. Higgins gave chase. Taken away by Ben Higgins. Mr. Penalty Kill himself sends one on net. Save made by Taylor, and they'll get it away. Here comes Contessa. He'll try and get past Clark. He can't do it. Didn't get the shot off either. Birmingham can't clear, though. Vandermeer Rocker with the puck. Chipped away from him by Glover, but he gloves it and drops it. Birmingham back at full strength. Contessa with the puck. Looking for one last shot. Can't do it. Green takes it away and gives it to Kozarev for Glover off the mark. Now Vesalainen goes down, and they're going to call a penalty on Glover for that.
Yep.
Okay. Now Glover takes down Valent again. So is it going to be 1 or 2 minor penalties on Drake Glover?
One.
I don't know. He's talking to him. I think he's going to give him 4, Greg.
No way. Each of them.
He's doing it. I'm telling you, he's doing it. He's giving him 2 on the original call, then 2 into the corner.
4.
I believe he's going to give Glover 4 minutes.
Wow.
Holy cow. And all of a sudden,
Yep.
a beating that Birmingham was putting on Evansville turns into, what do we have now?
All that over one play, Jody. One play, Romeo steps up, gets called on interference. Green, wrong place at the wrong time.
Yep.
And now here you are, and the tides have turned, so to speak, and Evansville starting to have a little bit of offensive jam on their own here.
I've always said, I told you 4 minutes is the call. So either way, this is power play number 4 and 5 for Evansville. The 2-goal lead in hockey, I've always said, is the most dangerous lead you can have. 1 goal either way, it sets up an entirely different hockey game.
And there's a lot of hockey left, Jody.
Oh, yeah.
And there is something to your mentality where when you're dominating a game,
There's a first thing for everything. 2 2-minute tripping penalties equaling 4 minutes.
Okay, so that's funny.
First time for
everything. 2 separate tripping penalties. I knew he was going to call it. I knew he was when he stared there and had that stare with
right
Glover.
in front of him.
Okay, 5-on-4 man advantage for 4 minutes unless a goal is scored.
How about that?
Now Sinclair
There it
goes
is.
down, and that's going to get rid of one penalty. A cross check is going to be called, I believe, on Gilmore. Or is that Dorsey? Oh, it's Gilmore. Tyson Gilmore is going to go. So that power play lasted all of 3 seconds, but it still counts.
Tyson Gilmore, 2 minutes for the cross check.
Okay, so Gilmore goes off, so we will have a man advantage, but not right now. We'll be 4-on-4 for the next minute 57 seconds, unless something else is called.
And then we'll be back on the penalty kill for a minute and 57 seconds.
And do you remember what I said at the first of the game, that I believe we would be here till 10:30 tonight? You remember that?
I do, Jody, but you know what? I can't really disagree with what I'm seeing because, hey, some people are just bean counters. You know what I mean? That's why there's CPAs in the world and accountants.
Off the draw, here comes Vandermeer Rocker can't get past Jamie Dorsey. He'll send it behind the net. Dorsey with a nice play just stood him up and pushed him backwards. Curtin gives it to Anthony Hora. Cross-ice pass, tried to connect with Bronson Adams. He couldn't do it. Gillespie skates away. He has Romeo with him. Romeo goes to the slot. Gillespie holds on to the puck. He sends one off to the stick, though, of Anthony Hora, who deflected into the netting behind Ty Taylor. So a face-off will come up in the Evansville zone.
And I tell you, Jody, Dorsey's got a little something going out there on the shift. I think he's looking for a dance partner.
I was just about to tell you, watch out for Jamie Dorsey.
You know?
I can sniff it out. I don't know if there's anybody left on Evansville that'll dance with him, though, Greg, because as I told you, Jordan Semino is out. He's a fighter. We all know about Matt Hobbs. He's out, so I don't know who's left.
Well, we got some big boys back there on point. I'm surprised Purple X skated away from it.
Around the corner it's played. Remember, we're at 4-on-4 hockey for the moment. Now Evansville takes the puck away. Lindbergh off the stick of Harrogate. He gets it back, though. Brendan Harrogate. Now nice play chipped away by Brierly. Who else? He gets it to center ice. Taylor Brierly brings it into the Evansville zone. Man, he's playing good. Taylor Brierly had it tucked away from him by Valent, and they just send it back into the Bulls zone. Ledzianko has it. Cross-ice pass right through the slot to Brierly. Calmly, Taylor Brierly just skates back away from Miles Abbott, holding onto the puck behind his net. 40 seconds remain on the penalty. Now another penalty going down as Hayden Ford taken out by Harrogate. You heard the slash from here. Birmingham on a delayed penalty. Gillespie with the puck. Hayden Stewart off the ice in favor of the extra attacker. There's a slot pass for in front. Now Brierly's going to take it back. What are they going to do here? Just set a play?
Well, with Stewart out of the net, they're technically on a power play.
Well, they're trying to take some time off the clock, too, to that original penalty that was called to Drake Glover. Smart play. Michael Gillespie behind his own net is going to let as much time tick off as he can. If he does, Birmingham will be on the power play. Remember, this power play for Birmingham hasn't started yet. Now, we're down to the final 2 minutes, or minute 50 of Glover's double minor. Sinclair holding on to the puck. They're just going to play keep away as long as it don't go in their own net. I'm okay with that. Sends it ahead for Olnick. Nobody back to help him. He'll send it far side. I'm telling you, I haven't seen this ever. Birmingham just taking control, letting Glover's penalty tick away. Excellent play. Very, very smart. Now Matt Clark will bring it in. I don't think the fans understand just how smart that is. McTavish shot whistles wide, and the rebound comes all the way out for Birmingham. We're down to a minute 15 left on the Drake Glover penalty.
Curious to know what's the longest the referee has had to skate around on a delayed penalty.
I don't know what the longest delayed penalty is, but we got to be pushing it. Now Clark, he's going to be taken. Finally, Bronson Adams touches up as Clark had it bounce off his stick. Greg, a good minute and a half was killed by the Bulls to ensure we have at least a 1 minute power play that'll be coming up unless something else is called.
Smart move there by
Very
the Bulls.
smart.
Good heads-up play. Hayden Stewart jumps out of the net. They look up at the clock, and next thing you know, they're just going back in our zone, ragging the puck. Here's the call.
Slashing wasn't called, hooking was on Harrogate. 58 seconds remain on the double minor to Drake Glover. So Birmingham will have 1:02 of power play time remaining in another 58 seconds. That is, unless something else is called.
And that will carry us through the end of the second period, Jody, and the Bulls will start, barring something else happening, start the third period with a 16-second power play.
I believe those orders to delay that, I'll get into it in a moment. Birmingham with the puck in the Evansville zone. We're at 4-on-4 hockey, remember, for at least another 40 seconds. Valent has the puck in their own zone. He'll skate away. He's watched by Olnick. Taps it off the stick of Dorsey. Curtin going in after it. Dorsey gets there first. Loose puck along the far boards, picked up by Contessa. He'll squirrel it back into Curtin behind the Bulls net. Dorsey ties him up. Now Romeo takes the man. Loose puck picked up by Colton Olnick. We're down to 20 seconds of time left on the penalty to Drake Glover in Birmingham's power play. Valent skates away in his own zone. He'll try and bring it back into the Bulls zone. Taps one off the boards, can't get by the Bulls defense. Brierly, look out, leaves it there. Tied up at the side of the net. Still back there, played by Green to Dorsey. Now that's it. We're on a minute power play with 42 seconds left in this second period of play. Birmingham will try and set it up. Another 50 seconds of power play time remaining now.
Wow.
Brierly taken down from behind there by Bartholomew. Puck is loose in the Evansville zone. Gillespie had a chance to keep it in but couldn't. He'll chip it back to Brierly. 20 seconds to go here in the second period. Gillespie, he'll try one more time. 14 seconds left as he bring it into the Evansville zone. Far side. Sinclair. Glover has it. Down to 5 seconds left. You need a shot. Gillespie, slap shot, save made. That one was labeled for the top corner. There's another shot, save made. From behind now, Ty Taylor gives a shot to Sinclair with a stick. He didn't like how close he came and tried to poke the rebound by him. He's giving the stink eye right now. Both of them staring at each other. I haven't seen a goalie fight in a long time, shall we?
Hey, I'm all about it.
Let's see what happens as they skate by each other. Sinclair going back to the bench. Taylor lets him go.
Usually with a goalie, Jody, if it happens like that, and it's on, you know. But Taylor, what his problem there was is that the buzzer sounded, and then Sinclair got a little blue pass, and he wasn't trying to score.
He put his stick in there.
He flicked it in on him, and you know.
You can't blame Ty Taylor for being upset about it at all. I was just wondering what would happen. That was a really strange period of hockey, Greg. Well, I mean, it started out as Birmingham was just, Evansville could do nothing. And then one Romeo penalty opened up the floodgate, and it's all of a sudden 3-1, and they've got a two-man advantage.
I don't know if anything outside of the first minute and a half was 5-on-5. You know,
that's a good point. I don't know.
5-on-3, 5-on-4s both ways. Just a very interesting. Oh, we got Chuck-a-Puck, Jody, isn't there?
But that still, though, and you look at that scoreboard, 3-1. It's still a 2-goal advantage for Birmingham. That makes me nervous. Birmingham out shooting Evansville by 21 shots on goal through 2 periods of play, 36-15. Yet there's only 2-goal difference between the two teams.
Right. It feels like it should be more.
Exactly.
And that's dangerous.
Exactly. We did have Bruce Brierly, I guess Taylor Brierly's dad, piped in and told us he was listening to the game last night as he was driving. How do you listen if you're driving to YouTube? How do you? I know I'm technologically challenged.
Bluetooth it from your phone to your Apple or Android
while you're driving
on your car. Yeah, it's just automatic. You get in your car and your car picks it up from your phone and you push, whatever, play.
Well, I'm glad he was able to do that. Be careful when you're driving, though. He wanted to know about the song that we played during the break. Now, I could tell him if you want. No, but I'd know where it came from, but you know a lot more about that song than I do. It's everyone that's listened to it has loved it, want to do things with it. Why don't you tell us about the song's name and the origins of it?
Well, Jody, the the song is called Bulls Country, and it's one of those things where, you know, our history and we're around the team and you pick up on different things and all that stuff. And, you know, I spent a lot of time down underneath in the Bulls office, walking through, looking at different things. And I just came away from the rink one day and I was just sitting there and I was like, you know what? It would be cool if there was a song for the Bulls about Bulls Country, you know, and incorporating some Cahaba Valley stuff and different sayings you see around the rink, and that's where the Bulls Deep comes in and everything like that. And, you know, as I was sitting here, I was talking to a buddy of mine, Iron City Alan Morgan, and we came up and he came up with a few lyrics and I grabbed some stuff and put it together, and I found an AI generator, music generator called Suno, and that's where you can go to Suno and search. I just did my name, Drev67, and that's really the only place that you can find it, and it's free to everybody. Nobody makes nothing off it or anything like that, but that's all it was. Just because after going to the first episode at the theater of the Bulls premiere,
Right.
I was like, we need a song, and that's where Bulls Country came from.
That's interesting. So you're telling me you didn't take the guitar up in your hands and rip away like you were an 80s big hair heavy metal star?
Didn't have to. However, Iron City started working on some licks and stuff, and it just started with him and I texting back and forth and just throwing some different lines out there. And I had a song in my head. I just didn't know how to get it, and then lo and behold, this thing pops up called Suno AI Music Generator, and I typed in the words we'd come up with and ran it through the, you know, mixer 3 or 4 times, and it came up with Bulls Country, and I was like, there
It
it
does
is.
sound good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my style of music anyway. I'm an old heavy metal headbanger. Even at 59 years old, I still do it. My kids think I'm crazy. Sometimes my grandkids do too, as I'm driving down the road blasting away Metallica and whatever else I can find.
And Austin Lotz was the first one that I sent it to before I sent it to anybody.
What did he have to say about it?
I sent it to him, and I gave it the Austin Lotz test because I know he puts the music together for the Bulls warm-up and stuff, and I was
Right.
like, Lotzie, got something for you to listen to. Let me know what you think. And he was like, dude, this is awesome. Where'd it come from? And I was like, that's all I wanted to hear. And then I sent it to a few other people.
He
and
liked it.
Yeah.
Lotz liked it. Because Austin Lotz chooses the pregame music.
He does.
And his choice of music is strange, eclectic, not my style. I don't want to call it electronic dance music because it's not really, but it's got a vibe of its own. And half the time I'm up here with fingers in my ears because it's just weird music. And it's hard to me to believe that he actually likes the hard rocking stuff.
Hey, it's not about what pumps us up, Jody.
Yeah, you're right.
It's about what pumps up him and his teammates up. And if, hey, that's what they want to do, then, hey, let it go. Because last night, Austin Lotz's warm-up music sent him out, and he had a really good night last night. And, you know, tonight here we are. Stewie's having a good night. The boys are jumping. So, hey, they got to be doing something right.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll play a couple of spots or come back and recap the scoring in that second period. Score at the end of 2 periods of play. Birmingham 3, Evansville 1. Jody Chernesky along with Greg Dreveny from the Pelham Civic Complex, and you're listening and watching Birmingham Bulls hockey.
Yell at a tool? Nobody bats an eye. But talk nicely to your tools, and everyone thinks you're strange. Weird, right? But here's what I know. Great heating techs treat their tools and your equipment with a level of care that borders on talking nicely to it. When you rely on something, you want it to work. And if you want it to work, you treat it as nicely as you can. It's why fall furnace tune-ups are a really smart idea. You're going to rely on that heating system all winter, and you don't want it to fail you when it's freezing cold out. So treat it nicely now, and it'll work when you need it. Problem is, most heating companies in Birmingham don't do the deep cleaning and maintenance you'd assume comes with a tune-up. Just a drive-by inspection, followed by a sales pitch. That bubbified behavior is what I started Excalibur to stand against. So if you want a no-breakdown guaranteed, talk nicely to it tune-up, call
Excalibur. Services.com.
Alabama license number 15214.
This is a shout out to the professional tailgaters, game day grillers, and potluck pros. Whether you bake it, smoke it, stack it, or melt it, there's nothing more important than how you cook up your team spirit while serving it with an ice-cold Coca-Cola, Coke Zero Sugar, or Coke Life. We may not all agree on the best game day food, but when you serve your meals with a Coke, you know you've got yourself a winner. Enjoy an ice-cold Coca-Cola at the Birmingham Bulls game. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling.
Yell at a tool? Nobody bats an eye. But talk nicely to your tools, and everyone thinks you're strange. Weird, right? But here's what I know. Great heating techs treat their tools and your equipment with a level of care that borders on talking nicely to it. When you rely on something, you want it to work. And if you want it to work, you treat it as nicely as you can. It's why fall furnace tune-ups are a really smart idea. You're going to rely on that heating system all winter, and you don't want it to fail you when it's freezing cold out. So treat it nicely now, and it'll work when you need it. Problem is, most heating companies in Birmingham don't do the deep cleaning and maintenance you'd assume comes with a tune-up. Just a drive-by inspection, followed by a sales pitch. That bubbified behavior is what I started Excalibur to stand against. So if you want a no-breakdown guaranteed, talk nicely to it tune-up, call
ExcaliburServices.com.
Alabama license number 15214.
Yell at a
This
tool.
is a shout out to the professional tailgaters, game day grillers, and potluck pros. Whether you bake it, smoke it, stack it, or melt it, there's nothing more.
ring tonight. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Load up the bullpen, fire up the crowd. Turning bulls loose, make the family proud. Nothing drop the puck, gonna go bar down. Boys crash the crease and tear up this town. House, Bulls country, rulers of the Cahaba Valley. House, Bulls country, rulers of the Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Tempest flare gloves hit the ice. Kick his ass not once but twice. Down south losing is a sin. Bulls light the lamp and the good gods win. Steel on ice and hearts on fire. Every goal takes us higher and higher. In the valley under the stars so bright, we fight for glory, we fight tonight. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. 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 No, this ain't no rodeo. Over the mountain, Vulcan on the right. Glide up is set and the roster's tight. Blades laced up and the twigs feeling right. Going Bulls deep in the ring tonight. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Load up the bullpen, fire up the crowd. Turning bulls loose, make the family proud. Nothing drop the puck, gonna go bar down. Boys crash the crease and tear up this town. House, Bulls country, rulers of the Cahaba Valley. House, Bulls country, rulers of the Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo.
All right, Jody Chinesky and Greg Draveny back at the Pelham Civic Complex. The end of 2 periods of play. Bulls up by a score of 3-1. Scoring in that second period. Birmingham got the scoring going up 3-0 at 1:50 of the second period on second goal of the night by Colton Olenek, 6th of the season. Michael Gillespie with the assist. Evansville cut the lead to 3-1 at 13:39 on a goal by Miles Abbott. Brendan Harrogate and Anthony Hoare on the assist. A power play goal, cutting the lead of Birmingham to 3-1. Now, Greg, thought about something in between those periods. We made a little fun of it, made a little light, but just how important, just how big right now is the Ray Pack goal.
Oh, it's huge. Because that's
That's what we're going to call it.
That goal changed it, the whole flow of the game, Jody. Put the Bulls up 2, and that was a big 2-goal lead. And then Olenek, yeah, I mean, you saw how he reacted. I don't even want to go back before he scored that goal, but remember when he got high stuck in the face?
Yeah.
And
Now, we're not talking about Ray Pack. We're talking about Ray Pack on the bench giving the iPad to the ref, the second one to look at. If he doesn't do that, we're at 2-1 right now.
Right, but I'm saying that goal was scored by Olenek.
Yes.
And Olenek
Yes.
here in the slot, that's where he was. That's where we got the idea, by the way he reacted,
Yes.
that it had to be a goal because he was like, how can you not call that a goal? So, but going back to what's transpired since then, because he got that one, and then he got his second one, and as he's been on fire tonight, going back to the first period, when they woke him up with the high stick, that there was no call on, and sometimes it takes a little shot in the mouth to get you fired up, Jody.
Well, I'd like to get another one or two. We have 17 seconds of power play time remaining as we open up this third period of play. Brendan Harrogate in the box for another 17 seconds. Bulls on a 5-on-4 advantage for a short-lived third period power play, but let's see what can happen. Taylor Brierley with the puck, sends it far side. Look out, drop pass taken away by Curtin. A nice play by Kozarev with all things a hip check to keep that from becoming a breakaway. And that'll do it for the power play as both teams are back at full and even strength. Harrogate on the ice. There's Kozarev, a shot blocked by the defense of Vandermeer. Loose puck in that corner, chipped away, taken out now by Scott Curtin. He'll send it far side for Bartholomew. Can't get past Ford. Puck played along the far boards. Glover had it, couldn't clear. It's played behind the net. Out of the reach of Ford, right onto the stick of Curtin. Sends one through the crease, nobody there. Curtin takes the puck just inside the Bulls' blue line. Couldn't get the wrister off. Harrogate picks the loose puck up. Play in the Bulls' zone now. There's a centering pass knocked away by Brierley, and Kozarev will skate away.
Good job by Brierley in the D zone. Took the slot away, intercepted that pass, and cleared the zone. Easy peasy.
And deflected off the stick of Miles Abbott into the Bulls' zone. He takes the puck away from Dorsey. Shot hit the side of the net. Played by Gilmore behind for Miles Abbott. Backhands a pass, nice play, intercepted by Higgins, who banks one up into center ice for McTavish. Taken away from him. Now Gilmore will try and get away, can't do it forward. With a nice play, keeps the puck away, but Dorsey for Evansville. He tried to set up Gilmore. Higgins again having a heck of a 2 games, Greg. Takes the puck away and clears for Birmingham.
Great second effort there, down low by Higgins. Pulled it up, got interfered with, and still pulled it down and cleared the zone, Jody.
Evansville in their own zone. Berkopic sends it up the wing for Abbott. They'll just dump it in and go chase. Puck played around the far boards. Ledzianko ahead. Tried to set it up for Gillespie, but Harrogate sensed that was coming and stepped up front. Puts it back in the Bull zone. Kyler Matthews with it. Ahead off the stick of Olnick. They'll rule no icing. Played along the far boards. Ledzianko down low. That's Gillespie. For Ledzianko, he tried the shot, but it hit the side of the net. Olnick tried to keep it alive. He can't, and it's chipped out back into the Bull zone. Icing will come up. As Clark goes back to touch it up, face-off will come back in the Evansville zone.
And on that one, Jody, Lindbergh, the D for Evansville there, I think he thought that was going to be icing for some reason because he just kind of stood there and squared off down there at the bottom of the circle. The Bulls picked up the puck, threw it down low, and he was absolutely flat-footed and just watched the play go around him. So Evansville fortunate there. The Bulls couldn't convert on that one with a nice pass out from behind the net.
Still just a 2-goal lead for Birmingham, where we both agree it should be 5-6 to 1. That's dangerous. Lindbergh banks one off the boards, gets it out past Harrogate, intercepted by the Bulls, and it's Kozarev who will put it right back in. Green and Adams going after it. Puck played along the far boards. Birmingham's Ford keeps it in. Green tried to get it to Ford. It bounced over his stick all the way back in the Bull zone. Higgins will have to go back and get it. For Brierley. He gets one back to Hayden Ford. Spins away from Vandermeer, but loses the puck. There's a shot taken, blocked by Ford, and Birmingham skates through center ice. Set it up for Sinclair. Adams rides him to the boards. Loose puck along the near side, played by Evansville. And Vandermeer loses his footing, goes down. Puck loose underneath of him. It's free. Puck back to the blue line. Gillespie has it. He gets it past into the Evansville zone. Valent has it. McElhaney has it. A head off the stick of Van der Maracher, and Birmingham's Dorsey has it. I'm not sure if both teams are just feeling each other out or not, but nobody wants to take control, Greg, at this point of the third period.
Well, I don't know if it's take control, Jody, or both teams are just trying to make sure they don't make a mistake.
Matthews, a head off the stick of Gillespie, comes in right in on Taylor, who clears it to the boards himself for Gilmore, who will lift it into center ice.
Off the roof.
And that one will come back down and face off into the Evansville zone. I always worry about playing not to lose, and that's basically what you just said, not making that mistake to make it a one-goal lead. You just have to keep going, do you not?
Well, both teams know that this is a critical stage of the game, and the next goal really swings the needle one way or the other.
That's what I mean by dangerous two-goal leads in hockey. Either way, face-off in the Evansville zone, controlled by the Bulls. Clark sends one over the net. Rebound far side. Kozarev sends it completely across the ice, and Harrogate will clear for Evansville. Kyler Matthews back to get it. Sets it up for Clark. It bounces away from him, and Berkopic takes control, and Evansville sends it right back into the near corner. 15:30 to go, third period. Birmingham 3, Evansville 1. Berkopic had it bounce off his stick. Now that puck bounces to the boards to Contessa. He can't get by Clark, but Purplick does, takes a wrister and easily stopped by Hayden Stewart, and he'll just hold on and let's have a draw and do it again.
Well, it's one of those ones by playing that defensive protective hockey, Jody. What that looks like and what we're seeing here is the Bulls aren't necessarily trying to send anybody free from inside their zone through the neutral zone to go in on a scoring attempt. They're just happy clearing the puck out of their zone and past the blue line, and Evansville is in the same boat.
Face off, that was Contessa, actually tried to shoot it in the goal. Instead of drawing it back, goes wide. Birmingham clears the zone into the Evansville into the ice. Contessa back in his own end, picks it up for Berkopic. Plays it off the boards. And Contessa will bring it into the Bulls zone. He's watched by Hayden Ford. There's a centering pass through the crease. Nobody there. Birmingham's Kozarev skates away. He has Glover with him. Drops it for Glover. Return for Kozarev behind the Evansville net. Banks one off the boards for Ford. Takes the shot wide. Rebound. McTavish plays it behind the net for Glover. Taken away from him by Anthony Hora. He'll set it up for Lindbergh, far side, and here comes Evansville through center ice. Dorsey sends it behind the net. Stewart will play it and leave it for Romeo. Soft pass through center ice taken by the Bulls. Here comes McTavish. Tips one past the defense of Adams. Now behind the net. Birmingham wrap around Sinclair. Nice move, nice idea. But Taylor just moved over to that near post and stopped him from it. And he'll hold on for the draw. At Ridgeline Realty, the Chester team's mission is to help you find your dream home or investment property in the greater Birmingham area. Our team of experienced realtors understands the local market, ensuring that you receive the best guidance possible, whether you're a first-time buyer or looking to sell your property. We're here to assess you every step of the way. Kick ice and go Bulls. All right, Greg. 14:15 to go, still up by 2. Are you getting nervous?
No, not a bit. I'm sitting here, Jody, and I'm looking up. Check out those shots on goal. 38 for the Bulls, 17 for Evansville. Doesn't feel like that right now.
It just feels like this game should be out of reach already. But it's not.
Right?
And that's always a problem. These are a big 2 points. Birmingham needs to keep that winning streak, or start a winning streak tonight after the win last night. Because everybody in front of them are winning, Greg.
Well, and that's the thing with Evansville, only 2 spots behind them in 7th place, but there's only 4 points that separate the Bulls from Evansville, and I think 5 points from Bulls from Huntsville, and they're in 1st.
Dorsey, slap shot goes well wide of the net, bouncing far side, cleared by Curtin all the way down in the Bull zone. The icing is going to be waved off as Bartholomew races Dorsey to the puck. Dorsey and Bartholomew goes down. The arm goes up. from Keith Grooms, and I don't know who the penalty will be on, Greg. It's going to be one of the two, if not both.
Dorsey.
Dorsey's being escorted, so here we go once again. This will be the 6th power play of the night for the Evansville Thunderbolts. They're 1 for 5 thus far.
And I don't know if there wasn't a little bit of Hollywood on that one. I get it. Dorsey finished him. He finished him against the boards, Jody, one time, and then Bartholomew's a big guy. Just kind of.
He doesn't get a lot of ice time, but you're right. Hooking was the call, by the way.
I would say holding, whatever, but nonetheless, Bulls will be on the penalty kill again for the next 2 minutes.
Big penalty kill, if you ask me, right here, Greg.
Yep.
Off the draw, puck loose. Fighting for it, it squirts free. Abbott will pick it up for Evansville. Miles Abbott back for Harrogate. Near side, Anthony Hora. Covered by Colton Olenek. Curtin with a shot. Save made. That one almost had that 5-hole labeled, Greg, but Stewart closed the pads up and gobbled it up.
Well, shooting from there, Jody, unless you get somebody in front of Stewart, you're not going to score very often from there. So, great job by the Bulls defense tying up Evansville's forward in front of the net and stopping him from getting over into that shooting lane.
Off the draw, Glover wins. Birmingham has control for the moment and clear outside into center ice. Minute 30 of power play time remaining for Evansville. 13:30 remaining third period. Bulls up 3-1. Anthony Hora brings the puck in the Bull zone. Can't get away from Glover, so he'll send it in deep. Played there by Miles Abbott for Gilmore. Tyson Gilmore, top of the face-off circle. Plays it down low for Abbott. Back for Hora. Miles Abbott down low. Gilmore. For Harrigan, a shot. Nice play defensively by McTavish. Blocking the shot and sending it out of play so it never gets through to Hayden Stewart.
And I'll tell you, that play by McTavish may not look like much, Jody, but from a goalie's perspective, with that shot coming in, there were 3 players between McTavish and Stewart. So there was a lot of traffic in front. And as a goalie, where that was coming knees high, that is a great deflection and defensive effort there by McTavish on the penalty kill.
Face off to the left of Hayden Stewart. A minute 1 of power play time remaining for Evansville. Puck is dropped, still loose. Miles Abbott plays it back for Curtin. Scotty Curtin with the puck near boards. Back for Anthony Hora, takes a shot loose, puck in front. Cleared to the boards, but it's picked up by Curtin. Anthony Hora just inside his blue line, returns for Curtin. Down low, that's Abbott. Hora takes a shot, save made, rebound, score. Yep. Gilmore gobbled up the rebound. Stewart made the original save, and all of a sudden, we got a 3-2 hockey game, Greg.
And that's it. You saw Gilmore looking at the stats early in the game. He's one of their leaders, Jody, and there it is. He came in, initiated contact with the Bulls defender, and then just as that shot came in, he pushed off and created some separation. Rebound off Stewie's pads, and he's right there, and he made no mistake.
7:25, the power play goal by Gilmore. Son of Doug Gilmore scores his 7th goal of the season. We'll get the assist in a moment, but that's why the 2-goal lead is the most dangerous. Now we're down to 1 in a brand new hockey game. Birmingham needs to turn the offense back on. Here's the call.
18, Tyson Gilmore. The assist, number 21, Miles Abbott. And number 61, Brendan Harrogate. Goal scored at 7:20.
Abbott and Harrogate on the assist. 3-2 the score. Now Evansville closing the gap behind their own net. Valent has it now down in front. Goes Clark. I don't see an arm up. I see play stop. That's not Clark. That's Olnick. I didn't see him call a penalty, Greg, but he's skating toward the scorer's table. Olnick still down on his knees.
He didn't see it. It was Purple Luck. Purple Luck skating through, was coming from the side the referee was on, skating through that slot area, and Olnick just turned, and Purple Luck just got his stick up wasn't intentional, but nonetheless, his stick still caught him in the face.
Well, they're talking about it with the linesman. At least Keith Grooms just conferring, asking his linesman, did you see anything? With 12:06 showing on the clock, this could be a big call. Power play for Birmingham, the most lethal in this league, could go a long way in deciding this game. So Glover and Curtin are over there in that vicinity trying to get a word in and an explanation from Keith Grooms, the referee, but I don't know what's going to happen.
We'll just have to wait and see, but
both linesmen conferring with Grooms as to what was seen and what wasn't. That's the only explanation I can give you.
Well, and we know what happened the last time Olenek got a stick up in his face. He came back and scored 2 goals, so maybe he'll get 2 more here in the last 12 minutes.
So the referee, Keith Grooms, talking with both captains. Or in this case, Scotty Curtin, the assistant captain. Matt Hobbs, their captain, is not in action tonight. I don't think anything's going to be called.
Nope.
No doors are open. Explanation given. 3-2, 12:06 to go. Birmingham with a 1-goal lead.
And that's where they do have the instant replay for the goals now, Jody, but not typically for penalties and stuff like that.
You're not going to use it for penalties. You can confer with your linesman, but that's as far as the research can go, so to speak. Puck's into the Bull zone. It'll go behind the net. Brierly touches up, and icing is called on Evansville. That's a shaky call as well, if you ask me, because Evansville was bearing down on the puck as well.
Well, and that's a big no call, not just for no power play for the Bulls, Jody, but that sparks Evansville a little bit, because I guarantee you Purple Hat goes to the bench and the boys are like, hey, we got away with one there. Let's take advantage of this, fellas.
11:57 showing on the clock. Birmingham 3, Evansville 2 in a game that should be out of reach. Drake Glover on the draw for Birmingham. Controlled by Vesalainen, but taken away by Kozarev. Along the far boards, he'll drop it down low. Green has it. Gets passed forward. And all the way back in the Bull zone, Brierly gives chase. Behind his own net. Taylor Brierly waiting, watching. Higgins skates away. Scotty Curtin watching Brierly. Still holding on to the puck. Taylor with it. Through the slot, connects with Higgins. He'll bring it into the Evansville zone. Drops it for McTavish through the slot. McTavish, a save made. Down goes Taylor a little. No, that's a little Hollywood right there. Sinclair taking a shot from Lindbergh. Play is stopped. I saw exactly what happened. Sinclair goes through the crease. Ty Taylor, the Evansville goalie, saw an opportunity to draw a penalty, and he fell backwards. And I do believe that Ben Lindbergh, the defenseman who was tapping away at Sinclair, knew that was a little bit of Hollywood, and he eased off.
Well, I've seen less called, Jody.
Yeah.
So I think what that one there is missed call number 1 on Olnick, missed call number 2 on Taylor, evens it out. So let's get back to it. 5-on-5.
Now down on the play, a nice check there. Hora goes down as Higgins took him down. I'm telling you, Ben Higgins has played his best 2 games of the year, last night and tonight. Play along the far boards. McTavish lost his stick. Puck into the Bull zone. There's a backhander save made, rebound loose. Cleared by Clark. Evansville touches up, and I believe he's going to call a penalty on Evansville. Evansville had control of the puck when the whistle sound.
That's bizarre.
An offensive zone penalty for Evansville. Or is Birmingham's Matthews going on?
I would think it would be Matthews, but
he didn't have, Birmingham did not have possession of the puck. Matthews is going off. 7th power play of the night for Evansville. 7th. They're 1 of 6. 2 of 6.
7 power plays and only 21 shots on net.
Roughing is the call on Matthews. Remember, both goals by Evansville were scored on the power play. They came in tonight with a power play that was 9th in the league. They found something.
Yeah, back with the same power play that scored their last goal. There's Gilmore on the draw.
Gilmore and Curtin out there with Abbott. You're right, with Anthony Hora and Harrogate on this power play. Curtin with the puck, far boards. Drops it back for Harrogate. Down low, return for Curtin. There's a shot by Harrogate. It went through to Gilmore. He got the save, or Stewart made the save off Gilmore's stick. Evansville still control. Abbott back at the point for Anthony Hora. Abbott walks in, takes a shot wide. Rebound comes far boards. Harrogate has it. He's hit by Sinclair, but holds on to the puck. He'll skate behind the Bulls net, give it up near side. Abbott has it. Miles Abbott, top of the face-off circle, back to Anthony Hora. Return for Abbott, looks, sends a backhander looking for Gilmore, who has the puck. Behind the net, Gilmore will walk out in front. Save made of Harrogate was right there. Save made by Stewart. Abbott with the puck. Feeds it back to Hora. He takes a shot. That hit Dorsey in front. Down he goes. And Birmingham clears. Dorsey felt that. He's hurting.
Yep.
Birmingham changes PK. Behind the net, puck bounces past Stewart, and Clark with a good play backhands one out. We're down to 50 seconds of power play time remaining for Evansville. Anthony Hora with the puck behind his own net will set it up. Into the Bulls zone. Behind the net, Evansville hangs on. Near side boards, Contessa goes in, tries to take it away. Birmingham clears. That's Glover looking for a chance at a shorthanded. Doesn't find it. Vanden Marakker, very quick skater, has the puck. He'll come through into the Bulls zone. Gets away from one man, poked away nicely by Brierly. But the loose puck picked up. Contessa was right there. It just bounced, a bad shot from Contessa. Vesalainen has it. Far boards. We're down to 10 seconds of power play time remaining. Dorsey behind the Bulls net. That's Matt Dorsey of Evansville. Birmingham intercepts. We're down to 1 second. If we hurry, there's Evansville getting caught in a 3-on-2. Kyler Matthews has it. Takes a shot. Glove save made by Taylor just as Kyler Matthews was exiting the penalty box. Birmingham took control and went from a 2-on-2 to a 3-on-2. But Ty Taylor, Johnny on the spot, makes the glove save.
And I tell you what, Jody, you talk about some big saves by Stewart. Even Contessa's shot, even though he didn't get it all, he got enough to direct it towards the net. I call those the knuckleballers, the off-speed pitches. Those are so hard to stop as a goalie because you're extending at the velocity the puck's coming in, and when a puck changes direction and it gets slow and it starts going end over end on you.
He got it off the heel of his stick. Yeah. He got all of it. I don't know what happens.
But that was a huge save by Hayden Stewart.
40-27, Birmingham out shooting Evansville, leading by 1. Tonight's attendance 3509. I knew it would be a lot better crowd than last night. It is Friday night. They've seen I think a dominant hockey game in Birmingham's favor in every area but the scoreboard.
Well, on the scoreboard, I think that the shots on goal are representative of that, Jody, but right now, the Bulls are getting outshot in this period by my count, 10-2.
Wow. Face off to the left of Ty Taylor. Ledzianko for Birmingham. Gilmore wins it for Evansville. Played off the boards. Lindbergh tried to pop it free and does for Abbott. Through center ice, Miles Abbott will dump it into the near corner, and they'll give chase. Bounces back to Romeo, though, who'll bank one off the boards. Comes right to Evansville. They're putting the pressure on. Berkopik will have to skate back into neutral ice as it cleared the Bulls' blue line. Berkopik has it. He'll set it up far side. Curtin. That's Harrogate with the puck. Harrogate loses it. Ledzianko checks him into the boards. Loose puck picked up by Birmingham, and that's Gillespie with it. He'll tip it back for Romeo. Under 8 minutes to go here in this third period. Bulls with a very dangerous 1-goal lead. Now Contessa drills Green into the bench, takes the linesman out as well. Offside is called on Evansville, so we'll have the face-off outside of the Bulls' blue line.
And it's starting to feel about that time. I know it's still early, Jody, but 7:46. You know, we've got about 4 minutes here, and then it's any man's game as far as Taylor coming out of the net.
Plenty of time for Evansville, though. I don't expect that yet. Birmingham gets one more, maybe. But right now, I was worried at 3-1. It's 3-2 now. Birmingham tried to chip it out, does. Just gets past Anthony Hora. into center ice. Evansville taking control of this game here in the third period. Dump it right back in. Brierly tips it ahead. Couldn't connect. Anthony Hora has it in his own zone. He'll send it near side. That's Bronson Adams. Little extra step. Looks like they're playing with high-octane gas, Evansville is, instead of Birmingham. Comes around the near boards. Birmingham's Kozarev chips it, and Birmingham takes it out and just sends it in. Line change for the Bulls.
Good shift by Green there.
Curtin tries to get away from Higgins. He does. Gets it for Perpala. He's hit by Higgins and causes an offside as Curtin was in ahead of the play. So a faceoff comes outside the Bulls' blue line with 7 minutes to go here in the third period of play.
And you talk about those guys, Jody, the ones that, the defensive players, the Higgins, and even Green up there on front. He covers a lot of space there when, you know, he's got a big frame, got a good stride. He's good on the forecheck to get back in the neutral zone, making hits.
Off the draw, puck is loose. McTavish will just dump it back for his defense, and Kyler Matthews has it. Down in the play was McTavish. Birmingham has to wait to put the puck in the zone. Birmingham will change lines behind the play, behind his own net. Valent. Grayson Valent looks for a place to go. Ledzianko back. Now puck bounces off the stick of not one, but two Evansville Thunderbolts. Gillespie will bank one back in. Birmingham gives chase. Valent sends one around the boards. Gillespie a good job hustling to keep it in, but just for the moment as Valent skates away. Now Kyler Matthews catches up with the puck behind his own net. Tries a head-manning pass off the stick of Gillespie. Evansville has it. Bounces through center ice. Back into the Bull zone it goes. Gilmore giving chase. Dorsey catches up with it first. There's Glover. Pass out. Here comes Corson Green. Burkopic back defensively. Pokes it away from him. Sent back into center ice. 5:45 to go, third period. Dorsey banks one off the boards. Tried to hook up with McTavish off the mark. Kozarev misplayed it. Burkopic has it in front of his own bench. Kozarev down there as well, trying to knock it free. In comes McTavish as well. Still tied up in front of the Evansville bench. They'll let him play. They'll let him knock it, or at least try and poke it free. It's still tied up. I don't believe anybody's trying to poke it free, Greg.
They're holding on down there.
Now Harrigan is tied up with McTavish.
Yep.
Puck finally pokes free. Birmingham has it. Forward ahead, tipped in by McTavish. He'll come off for a change. Miles Abbott in his own zone skates away for Evansville. Right in on Stewart. Avoids the icing. Stewart makes the save. Look out behind the net. Brierly has it for Birmingham. Sinclair lets it go into center ice. Higgins tips it in. He'll come off for a change. Anthony Hora behind his own net. Pressured by Olenek. Gets it ahead to Curtin. Taken away, though, by Ledzianko. Phil with the puck deep. Poke checked away from him, and Scotty Curtin will skate away for Evansville. 4.5 to go, third period. Bulls up by 1. Vander Rocker tried to connect with Curtin out of his reach. Puck played along the far boards. That's Phil Ledzianko. He'll skate away. He has Gillespie on that right wing side, but a nice play by Anthony Hora defensively. Hora sends it back out. Matt Clark gains the center ice stripe, hammers it in. Valent back into center ice. Romeo's there. Look out. Dorsey was waiting for him. Birmingham has it. That's Green. Chipped it past McElhaney. Behind the goal line in Evansville zone, it's played. Kozarev had a shot at it. Gets past him. Grayson Valent now has it behind his own net. Evansville clears into center ice. Dorsey has it. Matt Dorsey gets it far side for Perpala. Back to Dorsey. Deep in the Bull zone now played. Higgins ties up Vasalainen.
Let him go.
You better let him go because Keith Grooms is right there watching. Birmingham will clear, though. McTavish tips it past McElhaney. He'll go in after it himself. McElhaney will pick it up, though. Nice play. Birmingham keeps it alive, but it bounces off the stick of Sinclair to Matt Dorsey, and he'll clear it. 3 minutes to go, third period. Bulls up by 1. Now we can start looking for Ty Taylor. Gillespie has it. He'll have to tip it back on defense. He couldn't control the puck. Brierly has it. Ahead off the stick of Olnick. He tips it in. Harrogate loses the puck. That's Olnick with it. Tried to drop it back for Gillespie. He had to turn backhanded one deep. Ben Lindbergh picks it up for Evansville, and they'll clear as Harrogate skates away with the puck. 3 Bulls back defensively. Played behind the Bulls net around the near side. Olnick is there. He'll try and clear and does. Kozarev was flying, but he couldn't control the puck. Olnick takes it away, and he just sends one in to the right or to the left of Taylor. 2 minutes, 10 seconds to go, third period. Bulls 3, Evansville 2. Evansville with the puck behind their own net. Sends it out for Curtin. There's Contessa, splits 2 men, comes in, goes wide. Rebound is shot wide as well off the stick of Curtin.
Empty net.
Net is empty. Birmingham clears the puck down. It's going to go wide, so that's going to be an icing call on Birmingham with 1:44 to go here in the third period of play. Birmingham clinging to a 1-goal lead.
And in that one, Jody, you can see as soon as they pulled Taylor from the net, Evansville with 6 attackers going deep in Birmingham's zone. Birmingham just clear the puck, kill 6 seconds off the clock, and then it comes all the way back down. But this is a very dangerous for both teams.
Yeah.
1:44 left, you're under 2 minutes, but Evansville has been taking the play. They found that spark, they've got the fire, they're doing it, and the Bulls are doing everything they could do right now to hold on, but they are still moving their feet in the neutral zone. You saw Kozarev, he was almost gone on the breakaway there, but just couldn't get the puck back off the wall from Gillespie. Good defensive play there by Evansville, but nonetheless, the Bulls were here last night, and what'd you call earlier, Bulls by 3?
Yeah.
Could see it.
I don't know. I'll take 3-2. Face off to the left of Hayden Stewart. Contessa on the draw for Evansville. Glover for Birmingham. Kicked free. They'll do it again. Someone moved prior to the drop of the puck with 1:42 to go.
Yeah, in that situation, I think everybody moved prior to the puck except for the 4 defensemen out there.
Puck drop, controlled by Evansville. Scotty Curtin with it. Extra attacker out for Evansville, 6-on-5. Curtin with a shot, save made. Rebound was loose. Finds his way back behind the net. Higgins back there along with Jamie Dorsey trying to get it free for Birmingham. Still tied up. We're down to 1:25 to go. Puck comes free along the far boards. Harrogate has it. Back at the point. Look out. That was close to coming out. Curtin now has it. Shot, save made. Rebound in the near corner. Behind the net now is played. Vandermeer Rocker in front for Contessa. He couldn't shoot it. And the Bulls clear back into the Evansville zone. No icing. Anthony Hora has it. Ahead for Vandermeer Rocker. Dumps one into the far corner. Played by Harrogate behind the net. Tied up now by McTavish and Harrogate. Puck poked free by Brierly. Gets it ahead to Gillespie. He can't poke it out and lost his stick. Puck underneath of Anthony Hora. Deliberately or not, whistle blows. And have a face-off. Anthony Hora didn't like somebody coming in. Now, Miles Abbott takes a shot. It's very hard to see the jersey. I believe it was Matt Clark. Yeah, it was. With 44.2 seconds remaining, the net still empty, as it has been for a minute. Birmingham trying to send it down on a bullseye like they did last night on an empty netter, but they got to get control of the puck first.
Well, they do, and I think what you saw there was Hora down with battling with Gillespie, and the puck was behind both of them. And as Glover came in, he got to the puck on the wall. He had an opportunity to clear the zone, Jody, and Hora just moved his elbow back right in front of the puck and blocked him. So very interesting. I mean, you don't see that very often in a hockey game, but tonight we've seen a little bit of everything.
We have. I mean, it's been a really, as I said in the second period, strange. What's even stranger to me is how we're not winning this game by more than 3 or 4 goals. But look, all of a sudden the shots on goal are evening out.
Right.
40-32, whereas I remember at one time it was
38-17.
Yeah. Evansville came on in the last part of this third period, and it's really, well, Birmingham needs to close out these last 42 seconds, hopefully get an empty netter, but like I said, I'll take a 3-2 win right now.
Well, it's one of those things, Jody, where the way Evansville is setting this up, on that one shot they had from the point that Hayden Stewart got a hold of, I don't know how he made the save because I counted 5 guys between the puck and Hayden Stewart, and that's a lot of traffic to see around.
Stewart goes back into his net after the timeout was called. 6-on-5 hockey as the Evansville net to our left is empty. Gilmore on the draw for the Thunderbolts. And I believe that's McTavish for Birmingham. Evansville controls. Anthony Ora has it. Far side Curtin just sends one in front. Nice play by Brierly. Who else to knock it away and clear the zone? And here we go. That's Olnick. He has a chance. Poked away by Abbott, though. Loose puck almost sent into their own net. Gilmore almost scored it on goal. Anthony Hora has it. There are 20 seconds to go. Brought into the bull zone. Curtin brings it in. McTavish beats him to the puck. Birmingham will try and just get it out. Play to the blue line and out. That goes into the Bulls bench. I don't know where the faceoff is going to come. Of course, Evansville wants it in the Bull zone,
right.
and Birmingham wants it out.
And I saw referee Grooms point to the circle, Jody, so 11.2 seconds
All
left.
right, 11.2 to go. Faceoff in the Bull zone. To say whoever wins this draw is a big one is an understatement.
You watch off this draw, Jody, you're going to see everybody go to the front of the net like magnets.
Contessa for Evansville. Drake Glover for Birmingham.
Everybody's got the Kent Harleys.
Puck drop, tied up underneath. Loose now. Underneath of Glover, the whistle blows. I don't know why the whistle blew. They were still playing it. Are they going to call hand pass or delay of game on Birmingham? Are you kidding me? They're going to call this on Glover.
He's saying Glover put his hand over the puck off the draw. And if he does that, that would be
Holy cow.
Would be a 2-minute penalty for delay of game. If that's what he's calling.
Well, he's going to put him in the box for delay of game. I thought it was a hand pass. The crowd tells you what they think of Keith Grooms. I'm on record of what I think, so I don't have to say anything. Do I?
It is what it is, Jody. Like I said, I don't know. From up here.
Well, now we got a 2-man advantage for 6 seconds, and you know, you scoff at 6 seconds being nothing, but a lot can happen on a face-off in your own zone with 6 seconds.
And now,
holding on to the puck, 2 minutes, Drake Glover, delay a game, whatever you want to call it, is 6-on-4 hockey now.
Right. With the goalie out of the net, that's a 2-man advantage.
Big draw here. Who's out for Birmingham? Is that McTavish? Probably. It's hard to see the numbers because they don't really have them in a place we can see with these specialty jerseys tonight, but I would surmise it has to be McTavish. Probably Contessa, as he's taking all the late draws for Evansville. Gilmore's got to be on the ice. Out with Curtin, Vander Maraker, Abbott, Harrogate. No, but Gilmore's not out there. That surprises me.
Romeo, Brierly, Olnick.
And McTavish, who wins the draw, goes behind the net. Curtin tries one last centering pass. It was there. It was there, and this game's over with, and Anthony Horan knows it. He's breaking the stick over his head. It was right there, Greg. That centering pass, he just couldn't control it, and he had an open net to shoot.
Jody, I tell you what, I think that last shot went off the skate blade parallel to the ice off of Hayden Stewart. And just a natural reaction to Butterfly, and that, you talk about a game of inches.
Holy cow.
Was millimeters right there.
That's what I was going to say, inches, nothing.
Yeah. What a save.
I don't know what to say except the play in this league. To think about this for a minute. Let's talk about Evansville for a minute. They're not in the top half of the league. They're on now a 5-game losing streak. And that's a good hockey team we just beat tonight.
Absolutely.
The difference in the teams in this league this year are so minute that anybody can win on any given night, Greg. Last year it wasn't that way. It was clear and cut who the best 8 teams of this team was last year. This year I have no clue what's going to happen come April and playoff time.
Well, and Jody, a team that finished strong last year was Quad City.
Yeah.
And right now they're sitting in 9th place out of the playoffs. So, hey, I don't care how you slice it. It was an entertaining game. The fans came out. They brought their teddy bears. They had a great toss. They got their stockings. But more importantly, the Bulls got 2 points.
Yep.
And those points are huge for the Bulls to keep pace. Because right now, being tied for 3rd place, we'll pull it up and see how everybody else is doing tonight. But that pulls the Bulls within 3 points of Huntsville.
The difference between, it's just amazing to me how the quality of play is so, I don't want to say the word parity because that's not really what I'm saying. Parity is, I don't think, here yet. But I'm telling you, the play in this league this year is stronger than I've ever seen since the 3 years you and I have been doing this, where I mean it when I tell you any team can win on any given night. I haven't been able to say that in the past. Evansville should have been down 6-1 in this game, and they almost came back to tie it and send it to overtime.
Well, and you look at the other games, Jody, where you have Fayetteville, who's one of the teams tied for 3rd place, and Quad City, who we just talked about, in 9th, and Fayetteville beat them 4-3 in a shootout tonight. So you talk about very minute differences from top to bottom. This is going to be a very interesting year.
You know, you said something back in October or early November when we had a loss here, and you said, that's, you know, it's just one loss, no big deal. But things are different in the SPHL this year. You don't want too many of these. And nothing is ringing truer than that right now. Every point really is going to make a difference. It's going to count.
Well, it is good. Huntsville and Peoria, they're 1-2 right now. And Huntsville beat Peoria 3-2. So Huntsville maintains that 5-point gap, or what I call the Bulls are still 2.5 points back of, or 2.5 games back, right? Baseball, whatever. 2.5 games back of 1st place, but they're creating separation, jumping up in that match of teams, 3 teams tied for 3rd place.
Well, if this is going to be the way it's going to be all year long, okay. It's, I mean,
makes for exciting hockey. It's
yeah,
a great
but
year to be a Bulls fan, Jody.
I remember not too long ago we were coming in here and it was 6-0 at the end of 2 periods of play, and this game was over with. I don't think that's going to happen this year.
Well, the brand of hockey is getting better, Jody.
Right.
Much better. You're seeing more talent. You're seeing better systems being run. And you know,
better coaching.
Yep, better coaching, and it just makes for a better product all around. So, hey.
You know, it makes me think, too, late in the year when we get to February and March, those late collegiate additions that you're going to make and players being pushed down from the AHL to the ECHL, from the ECHL to the SPHL, this is going to be more important than ever. And although I like the team we've got right now, and I've always liked it on paper, there's still some things that we need to shore up and we need to improve on. Agreed?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And you'll see that as it comes. And like you said, just called up to Atlanta, right?
Trevor Thurston.
You know, he was a big piece, but will he come back? I don't know, but he'd be a nice addition towards the end of the year and that kind of stuff. And
well, we know what he's capable of, and he's one of the best defensemen when he's on the ice. Again, I'll say this until someone proves me differently, but Taylor Brierly's the best player in this hockey league.
Well, and hey, right now I'm just glad that Taylor Brierly's committed to Birmingham and wanting to finish what he started and everything like that, because there's no reason on earth that he's not up in another league other than he wants to help the Bulls.
And that's what you want on your team in April.
That's right.
Players like that.
Yep.
Okay, well, I would say it was fun. It was, I guess. But I could have had a lot more fun had I not had to worry about the last 6 seconds like I did. But Birmingham, nonetheless, in regulation, takes 2 points from Evansville. and finishes off this hockey game by winning by a score of 3-2. Stars of the game tonight, Colton Olick was the first star. Who was the second star? Ben Higgins and Corson Green the third. So it's nice to see the love spread around. I do have one concern that we haven't talked about. We did not see Carson Rose after you told me he came off the ice.
Right.
The rest of the game he was done. And I do not have any word on his condition. I'm sure I'll get it after the game, but there's still another week to go before we play. Hopefully it's not anything too serious, and he'll be back on the ice again. It makes me think that if he's on the ice for this game, is it 3-2 with 6 seconds to go and a face-off in our own zone, or does he have another 1 or 2 goals to go with it?
Probably not, but on those power plays, Carson Rose with his shot, I mean, it's just deadly. And obviously your secondary scoring, you got that tonight. Olnick stepped up and, potted a couple of his own in Carson Rose's absence or whatever. But what you want is you want your first string scoring and your secondary scoring to all be firing at the same time, and then you've got an offensive machine.
All right, well, it was fun. Jody Chernesky here along with Greg Dreveny, and for Greg Dreveny. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Once again, final score, Birmingham